We're all live. We're all off. We go. We're going good. So, guys, I'd like to welcome you guys to another episode of Everyman Chats. Now, if you've been listening or if you've been checking out previous episodes of this whole podcast, you'll know that we have a little bit of an offshoot called the Swagman. But I still want to make sure that I keep the main thing behind this whole Everyman Chats is that I want to get to know more people. So even the bloke that I've got here tonight, all these other guys that I wanted you guys to get to know as well, I really want to make it a constant thing that they also come back. The only reason that we've got the Swagman in there is just so it can be something that you don't have to hold the weight of these conversations. It can be something a bit more upbeat and a bit more sort of lighthearted. So without further ado, I want to introduce you guys to a guest that I've actually wanted to have a good talk to for a while, because I think I try not to talk too much to the person without sounding rude, too much into the deep stuff before we start and get going, because I want to react how you guys might react getting to know this person. So I'm trying to think of something on my feed of how to introduce this guy, but, you know, he's probably the number one Australian water filter pyramid scheme salesman. Would you say that?
Couldn't have said it better. Nailed it.
Yeah, guys, I've got here Matt from WESTRALIAN. Man, thank you so much for coming on, dude.
G'day.
I appreciate it, man.
Yeah. Thanks for having me.
Anytime, dude.
Stoked
So I think this will be a bit more of a recurring thing, I recken.
Yeah.
Because we get along like a house on fire, don't we?
Yeah, we do. Yeah, I think the neighbours have probably been like, is there a couple of hyenas around the neighbourhood at the moment? Just laughing our guts
They're
out.
used to it, mate.
Yeah,
They're
true.
used to it.
Yeah, true.
How are you feeling right
Good,
now?
pretty chill.
Yeah?
I'm pretty relaxed.
I always try and make the person feel comfortable. I mean, I know it's very hard when you don't really have control of the questions and stuff like that, but just know I'm not going to stitch you up.
It's fine.
Much.
Just don't go into my... we're good.
Your shower tile blowing
techniques.
techniques.
Yeah, like you already saw my winky when you were hosing me off out the back before I got changed. So as long as we don't talk about that, it's all good.
Oh god. As the podcast goes on, I want to thank Shelter for supporting this podcast, but this is a very different podcast for the guest. Usually the guest will have a beer or two with me, but Matt's being a bloody good boy, and he also lives a fair while away. But I want to get into the drinking topic later on, because I want to hear your thoughts about it, dude. So, but I reckon the best place to start, man, would be what I think I know about you so far, and you need to correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm pretty sure I know that you've come from like the car scene, maybe more like, would it be like Jap imports, or are we talking Aussie V8 muscle cars? Yeah. And then you've come into camping. Can you tell us about your journey before camping and what sort of got you in to your camping journey, man?
Yeah, well, I can go right back, I guess. I didn't grow up with camping. Dad wasn't a camper. Mum and Dad weren't campers or adventurers like that. I'm a bit like Kip.
Yeah, gotcha.
Kip didn't grow up with that either. And I had cousins that had some old 60s. We used to go down the beach and go for a fish or whatever. And camping wasn't really a thing, though. I rode a lot of BMX.
Right, yeah.
I was right into my BMX and then got my license. Loved anything with a motor. Didn't take me long before I got my own little first car, and I was playing around with that. And then as I was getting older and I was making more money, I started getting into V8s, and I had Commodores. So I had a couple of VHs, and I had a VK for a while there, and then some later Model SSs, and did the whole, big cam and stall and 20s, and we were off terrorising the streets on car cruises and doing skids everywhere.
Yeah, nice.
A local
classic
spot
young
down
stuff.
Just living our best life.
Throwing
stockies on the back and going out at midnight on a Friday night,
frying them,
blowing sets after set. Yeah, and
before Facebook, was this before Facebook?
Yeah,
maybe.
Yeah, before social media as we know it. Yeah, we weren't out there filming anything. We just wanted to have fun. Yeah, we were there just to cut sick. Mm-hmm. But there was a couple of our mates that did have four-wheel drives. One of my mates, Ryan, he had an old Navara Ute. So we were mucking around with cars, but then also we'd go off and hang out down the beach as well and have a bonfire and whatever. And back in those days you could do that. You didn't need to worry about it all blowing up on social media. Mm-hmm. Everyone was a bit more respectful. A lot less cars were on the beach back then. You know, very rarely would you go.
A lot less restrictions too. I'm guessing at that time.
It was just a completely different mood.
Spot on.
In that space, and and then getting older, a few more mates ended up getting 4-wheel drives. I ended up getting myself a Pajero, an old red Pajero for a while there, 92 Pajero.
So what model would that have been? I'm trying
that
to...
was NM?
Oh,
I think an NM.
The box shape?
Yeah. No, it was second generation, 92.
Oh, geez. So it would have been the rounder shape as
a little
like
bit
the NS
more round.
and the... No, not NS.
No, not
NPs.
that. I think that was Gen 3. No, not them.
NP's even older than
It was the
NP.
one between the boxy leaf sprung thing
saying.
and then had the big barn door on the back, and I
Fucking
put a little
car,
lift
man.
in it, and we took it out to Brunswick every other weekend,
Yeah.
and I'd keep up with all the patrols and the...
Because they had
Land
the
Cruisers
different type of gearbox, didn't they? There was like
Yeah.
low.
Yeah.
There was like an extra low. I remember my mum got one.
know. Yeah,
Mum and
maybe.
Dad got one.
Yeah.
But I remember there being a high. Then there was like something about a centre diff or something.
Yeah, that rings a bell.
Yeah.
Quite
capable,
good
dude.
for, it was a Povo pack 4-wheel drive.
Nice, man. Yeah, cool.
But it had the 3 dials on the front, had an articulation dial and a this one and a compass, and
Makes you feel like you're in a Dakar
yeah,
fucking
it did.
rally.
Yeah, it did. But then, long story short, it kind of all hit a wall with those mates. I got all like, no, I'm out. I sold my 4-wheel drive, and then I just focused on my street cars.
Oh, wow, dude. Okay.
Yeah, I went through a couple of Commodores, and I was drag racing a lot, and like just you will pass Wednesday. That was my thing.
Nice.
I'd go to work, and then on the weekends, or I'd go to Whoop Ass Wednesday. I'd go to Motivation. We go and blow sets of tyres on the weekend somewhere. And then I met Kelly. And from meeting Kelly, I still had this little bug in me that was like, you need another 4-wheel drive. And that
I wanted to ask you, where did you meet Kelly, though? Did you meet Kelly at one of these events?
No, Kelly and I connected on Facebook, funnily enough.
Oh, dude. Okay,
Mutual
I look forward to
friends,
chatting about that later.
The lovely modern day love story, We met on social media.
It was more pure back then, though, brother.
Well, it was.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was. She just slipped in my inbox and was like, hey, how are you? One day. And then we started talking, and we met and we hung out, and it just, romance started from there. Quite a platonic sort of experience. That was like over 10 years ago now. But I'd just as like, it was just as social media was starting to ramp up that little bit more, and 4-wheel driving was getting momentum as well.
Yeah, magic.
A lot of more people were getting into 4-wheel drives. And I was sort of feeling a bit left behind, especially because I'd already had that history of them before. I was like, and then being with Kelly, she'd never been into that. She'd never been out camping and 4-wheel driving and stuff. So I was like, we got to get a 4-wheel drive. You're going to love it. I ended up getting a Patrol, a GQ Patrol.
Beautiful.
And then that was where it all started again, man.
Oh,
yeah.
And how was Kelly's transition into it? Did she? Can you remember the first time you maybe took her on the beach and showed her, letting tires down? Was she like, this is fucking awesome?
She was quite apprehensive.
Yeah, of course.
And I was like so excited. I was like a jack out of the box.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Yeah.
And probably drove it a little bit too hard for her to handle. And it took me years to figure that out. Like, whoa, man. This girl's freaking out. You need to
Still
stop.
driving like you're at
You are going crazy. Calm down. And so I had to tone the enthusiasm down. But yeah, when it came to us just going out and just having a little squirt along the beach, go and pull up somewhere to camp, and especially going bush as well, because I fell back in love with the bush. It wasn't just about the beach. It was mostly bush. I wanted to go bush camping. She loves it.
Where has your love come from, loving the bush?
Here.
Really?
This area.
Oh,
I won't give away where you are, obviously,
Yeah.
but I grew up in this area.
Oh,
About
dude.
500 metres from here, we had our jumps when I rode BMX.
Oh, you're joking.
And so every other day I was down here building jumps in the clay dirt along the river there, the creek, and that was obviously, we're here in the bush. We've got the Jarrah and the Marri Forest out here, so I grew up with the hills in the background around these areas, and that was when I got my 4-wheel drive back. And I was going back out into those areas. It was always the smells of the bush and the environment always brought me back to my childhood, and it instantly grounded me, and I connected back with what it was that I I reckon it's what I was that I loved when I was a kid, but I was too young to appreciate it.
Oh,
But
that's
then,
well said.
but then the things that I'd taken in that I didn't realise, probably the things that I'd taken in subconsciously as a young fella,
Smells.
mucking around these areas, then I could identify as an adult when I would get back out there camping and I'm back in the bush and I'd have those same scents in the air and the the petrichor of the first rains after the hot weather and that, and you're like, oh man, this takes me straight back to being a young fella. And those are just priceless for me, those memories and reconnecting with the bush like that. So I'm definitely more of a bush person than a coast.
Gotcha.
Person.
That's interesting.
To that degree, yeah.
Yeah, it's funny because how smells take you back to being a kid, 100%. And I understand the love for the bush. I really do.
Yeah.
I reckon I've got a nice side of both. Like as a kid, like camping up in Exmouth and that, like, Ningaloo Station, even all those years ago, I remember the smell of like the ocean in the morning and the salt bush and oh man, it is crazy how those memories bring you back. And fuck, maybe we're all just chasing back, wanting to go back. I know I'd like to.
Well, it can make you feel very vulnerable as well.
Definitely,
100%. A lot of those feelings you might not necessarily want to let in.
Yeah, interesting. Okay,
but I mean, we can get into it a lot later anyway. But I like to feel a lot now that I'm getting older. I don't want to shove or suppress feelings, and that includes things like nostalgia, memories from being a kid, childhood memories, both the good and the bad, because those smells can still trigger a lot of stuff that are quite traumatic as well.
Interesting.
But you got to embrace that, and you got to let it. You have to feel it. You got to let it come through. It's very important. I've found now as I'm getting older that's because I spent a long time just like shove everything down, and then you react, and it comes out in other ways,
and to the people maybe that you don't want to aim it at,
Always.
And it fucking does.
Not specifically to the people, but around them.
Yeah,
they have to deal with it.
Yeah.
I might slam a door one day or just react to something, and it's not directed at anyone, but Kelly's in the house and she's got to hear it. She's got to put up with that.
Yeah. But as long as you can... fucking communication, dude.
Yeah.
Talking, like... Yeah, I reckon that's one thing I've learned as well. Like, talking. I always have... I have an open dialogue with my wife. She's seen me at my worst. She's seen me at my best.
Yeah.
And you can't get closer to a person. You fucking cannot. No. I want to dive more into your relationship with Kelly and what she's done for you later on, man.
100%.
But yeah, so you've obviously changed. You've almost done a circle. So you did it when you were young. Maybe you were doing it with the wrong crowd. Is that what I'm trying to gather? Or you maybe grew apart from them? Just
young, doing typical young stuff.
Yep.
Young dumb stuff.
Yep.
Got away with a few things that I probably shouldn't have.
Gotcha.
Like we all have. Things got weird with a certain specific group of mates that I had. It's probably not necessary to get into that, but I ended up being a loner for a long time.
Gotcha.
When I'd sort of had a fallout with that group, the reason I sold Full Drive was because I was like, I'm done with them. I'm done with that.
Yeah, wanting to fuck it off.
I'm done.
Yeah, of course, man.
And I lived alone for like 4 years, and I went to work, and I drove my car, and that was it. I was an absolute loner, and I hung out at mum and dad's a little bit, over for tea every now and then, and did some laundry, and that was like one of my lowest of lows for me. Yeah, and oddly enough, that was when I met Kelly, sort of through that. Once I'd kind of got out of that, then the full driving came back into my life because I had someone to share that with again. Shit. Yeah, so I'd embraced it. I'd embraced it there, because it took me a long time to let Kelly in.
How old would you have been at that point?
28, 27.
Fuck, that's still quite young to become that self-aware. I reckon I've only become properly self-aware in the last 3-4 years, mate.
Yeah. Well, it doesn't ever end.
No.
We're talking 12. All that happened in my mid-20s. And I'd sort of, again, subconsciously gone through a lot there in that period where I reclused and became a loner, and then it wasn't until 5, 10, however many years later that you look back on that and you're like, oh yeah, that all makes sense now. I learnt that from that, or this from that.
I was just going to say, what do you think you learnt from that period in your life, though? Were there anything? Was there positives that come out of that? You know,
yeah.
Did you learn some good things about yourself?
Yeah, there has to be, but in all honesty, I sort of think I'm still processing a lot of it as well.
Of course,
because there's a lot of oh man, there's so much that would blow your mind about what my teens and 20s look like. Yeah. How deep do you want to go, really?
Yeah, I see what you're saying.
There was that with my mates. There's issues with my family. At one point, I hadn't seen my sister for 15 years. Had only just met her 3 kids in the last couple of years.
Yeah, got you.
Reconnected with that side of my family that she's with, which is my dad's side of the family. Religion is involved in a lot of it as well. There's so much. I understand. There's so much,
and it can play on your mind.
It's a lot to unpack. It's a lot. That's almost a podcast on its own. In itself.
Are you still unpacking that now?
Yeah.
Are you?
Yeah.
Yeah, got you.
Yeah, I think.
But with a better mind.
Yeah, and with Kelly, someone there that can help me. You know, I brought so much stuff into the relationship with Kelly that I've had to work through and admit and resolve about myself and behaviour and how dealing or not dealing with things and so on. Shit.
Yeah. Fuck,
life, man.
No, I understand. Yeah. And look, man, I'm
probably sounding quite vague. I'm probably sounding quite vague.
No, and that's good, man. I want to learn that almost behind the scenes, off camera, and then, you know, talk to you about that. And I don't want to drag that out of you now, you know what I mean?
Because we kind of went from YouTube, how'd you get into camping, to then like, so I haven't seen my sister for 15 years.
Yeah, but that's the way it goes, man. I like to look at this like a conversation. As fucking unnatural as all this feels, I understand, man.
No, it's good. I came in here with like my mind open and I'm like, let's go. Let's talk about everything. There's nothing that I don't want to talk about.
No, and I love that. I respect that because it takes a lot of courage. It really does to sort of put yourself out there like that. I understand.
But we can. That's the thing, Pete. Like we're in this. We're not setting the world on fire. We're not changing the world. But we do in our own way. We still do have a bit of a platform and that ability that if we're willing, we can help some other guys and girls out there that are going through stuff as well. Just by us being willing to be honest and be relatable and be like, hey, look, not everything is rainbows and unicorns. You know.
I feel like it's very cliche, but fuck, every time not so much on here. I have done a few moments on here, but even with my wife, talking to her about certain things that I feel I'm able to communicate that a lot better now that I'm older. But fuck, I feel good. Yeah, I feel really good once I've chatted to someone about something that's on my mind. Whereas back in the day, it's like, fucking, whatever. Didn't know about all this stuff. I wasn't old enough. It's just comes naturally at a certain point of your life where you realise, like, fuck, you got to face some shit that you might not want to. Yeah. But lean on those around you, like you have with Kelly, and you understand what type of people, what type of woman she is straight away without even asking about her, how she's taken on your baggage. And I'm guessing you would have taken on some of hers as well.
Yeah, of course.
There's flaws with every fucker. Yeah, but that's what fucking brings us together, dude. Yeah. I really, fucking, more than anything, because you brought that up before the cameras were on, really looking forward to talking about what Kelly's done for you and what everything does for you. But I understand. But where does water filters fit into this, mate? I need to know.
At my lowest of lows. I needed a buck.
I found rock bottom.
Mate, have I got something for you?
Started at the bottom of the pyramid. Now he's at the fucking top. But let's... I know this is early, but I've got a lot more to ask you as well. But I want to talk about your YouTube channel because I come to find out about you through Worm, Western Off-Roading Mates, and I don't fucking hear much of that now. I'll be honest with you. It sucks a little bit. It used to be a great little community. But I knew of you then. I reckon I knew of you maybe 2 or 3 months before. You were big in that group. And I knew of you 2 or 3 months before I found out you started a YouTube channel and loved it. So what made you want to start a YouTube channel, and give me your thought process behind it? And also, like, who have been your inspirations?
I guess to the first part, I was maybe just wanting to do something that I wish that I could watch myself. Yeah, I felt like there was just a bit of a miss there. Yeah. Which I know you've said that, Cam said that before as well. I feel like, and we'll go deeper into it as the conversation progresses, I guess, but I loved the idea of just showing that you can, being tradie, and you would know this as well, you do your 5 days a week. I'm going the real long way about this, answering this as well, but you do your 5 days a week, and all you got is your weekend. Maybe your Friday night and your Saturday.
It's fucking not enough.
Everyone on YouTube seems to think, we got to go this far and do X amount of 100 kilometers. We've got to be out for this X amount of nights. The trip has to be X amount big and full on.
We have to camp on the track.
Yeah. Yeah, you've got all these.
We have to nearly roll a car.
Yeah, that's right. All these little boxes need to be ticked. And I was like, nah. No, I'm a tradie. I get out on a Saturday every now and then if I'm lucky. Let's film that. And the other side to that as well is that there's also so many things that are local in our own backyard that you can go and appreciate. And like we were mentioning before, something as simple as the petrichor of a jarrah forest. Mm-hmm. You know, for anyone who doesn't know what petrichor means, it's literally just the smell of the rain.
Literally didn't.
That's what it means, yeah. And so you can go out into a jarrah forest, which from here, looking out your window, we can see it. It's not that far. Yeah. You can go out there. Doesn't even need to be camping, but you can take that. Even driving in through here as I'm getting into more of the bush, all the marries are in flower. So you're noticing all the flowers on the white flower on the trees at the moment.
Interesting.
Just little things like that I was always noticing and picking up on, and because I'm a bit of a sap for knowledge as well, I like to know things. I like to know what I'm looking at. I like to know what that tree is that I'm looking at, or what bird dwells in that tree. Little points of interest like that about the environment that I'm in, and being such a lover of our southwest jarrah forests and the Darling escarpment and that, you know, like, they're the little things to me that I thought was so, it was just such a shame that it was not being talked about on YouTube, because ultimately going camping, not for everyone obviously, everyone goes for their own reasons, but for me especially, it's just about tapping back into nature, tapping back into what we've been so removed from with work and secular responsibilities and living in the suburbs and so on and so on. And I don't want to go out and drink beers. I want to go out and listen to the bush and smell chill. It and be in that environment and really tap into it. And I felt like that was a real miss for me, because I was trying to find that on YouTube and I couldn't really find it. Maybe on other channels from elsewhere around the country, but maybe not even so much here. Yep. And I thought maybe I can give it a crack, because I was making little videos for back before Reels were a thing on Instagram. I was making little videos for Instagram, and that creative part, I've always sort of been creative, a bit weird like that.
Gotcha.
I love that idea of setting up the phone on a tripod and trying to just being creative. And obviously back then I didn't really know what that meant back then either, because Instagram was quite limited. There wasn't the thing like Reels and Shorts and all that. Photos. And it was just photos. And so the video format was only just really starting to blow up, because we went from the 15 second videos to then like, wow, we've got a whole 60 seconds we can film for now and upload, you know, like, so it was all quite exciting, stitching clips together and making little montages. And I was like, well, this is fun. I'm enjoying this. And then I sort of found my voice and I wanted to talk to the camera a bit. And I was like,
how was
what have I got
transition,
to lose?
dude?
Oh, bro.
Fucking hell.
I still haven't figured it out.
I always fucking love talking to people about that, because I tell you what, I've never shat myself so much, hey? about talking to a camera
it's not
for the
natural.
first time.
I'll tell you that right now. It's not natural. We're not made to do it. There's no way.
No, and then doing that in front of other people,
Yeah.
it fucking still petrifies me, dude.
Oh, mate, it's not a normal thing.
Yeah.
No. And you can see why, like, just to go on a rough tangent, but you can see why sometimes it goes to people's head because it gives you a bit of a buzz, you know.
It definitely
like when you nail
does.
it,
Yeah.
and you're like, oh, look at me. Oh. I'm pretty good.
Never
eh?
speak like that.
Pretty good. I'm not gonna lie. I nailed that. Nailed it.
Yeah, well, do it again. Let's do it again.
I'm basically like a rock star now, so
I should be on postcards.
100%. Yeah.
Go on, do. So sorry. So you're stitching the 60-second clips together.
Yeah.
On Instagram before it was a real thing.
Started from Instagram, and then I thought, let's turn this into a long. I grabbed my phone.
You had longer hair when I knew of you.
Yes, I did.
That's what I remember.
I did. That was before I shaved my head.
Yep.
Because I had to admit I was going bald, man.
Oh,
it's time to go.
Dude.
The locks had to go.
I know, dude. It happens. It fucking happens. I'm receding on one side of my head. The tide's going out.
Yeah, well, that's where mine started. So I had the wild sweep, and then eventually it just went through the middle.
Yeah.
And then once it had gone through the middle, that's when I was like,
It's time.
It's time. And Kelly's looking at me like, you've got to get rid of that hair.
Yeah. Even that's a whole process in itself, man, of like admitting something.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
like, I don't know. I'm definitely admitting it's going off.
As you get older, you're just like, gotta let go of some ideals here. Hair's done. It's gone.
No, hey, fucking Kip makes it look good, and you make it look good, so the hope is there, mate.
Well, he's got a beard bigger than Ben-Hur as well.
Yeah, I reckon he fucking fosters a few birds in there. I reckon he
100%.
does. Dirty bastard.
Yeah.
Dude. So, and then you found your voice. You're petrified at doing it the first time. How was the rush, dude?
Still am.
Still do? Do you really, man?
Oh yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah, 100%.
I don't mind doing it as long as I know there's something to talk about. If I need to feel it.
Yeah.
I can't just go, oh fuck, man, I'm bored. Anyway, I'll do a thing.
Yeah.
But I need to sort of feel excited about something.
You
So I want to do my intros in the morning.
Has to be the energy there for it.
Definitely, definitely, and that's fucking hard to find sometimes.
Oh yeah.
Did you enjoy so when you found your voice, when you were talking to a camera for the first time, you had in your head that you wanted to do longer form videos?
Yeah, that was always the goal.
Gotcha.
Yeah,
Beautiful.
it was always the goal because it was at that point then that I realised I want to talk about the things that I know.
Yeah, fucking brilliant. Yeah,
I want to talk about the bush. I want to talk about the things that I know and that I can't find.
Yeah, and your feelings.
And
I notice you speak a lot about your feelings, and I love that.
Yeah.
And that's a niche that's missing a little bit. You know, it's too. I feel like people engage like 100% more when you sort of wear your heart in your sleeve. Like, I'm feeling shit right now, or I'm feeling. People love seeing drama, I understand, but why not say I feel really good right now and talk about something fucking different about not faking the good stuff, but I'm appreciative of being with these lads. I'm appreciative of these fucking smells. You know what I mean? Like,
where as humans, we gravitate towards natural and honest, relatable human feelings.
Isn't it funny though? The numbers, I don't feel like the numbers reflect that.
The numbers don't. But
people want to see
YouTube.
disaster. They want to see fucking hands on heads like that.
That's a YouTube issue though. That's not an issue with us.
Yeah,
because at the crust of it, we've got our dedicated fan bases. And a lot of them will go between us
I fucking
and
love
other
that.
channels. But we've got that group that only will watch us for that heartfelt, honest content.
And we've spoken about that a lot, haven't we?
Yeah.
In messages, it's like, you know, how appreciative, and that's all I worry about now.
Yeah.
I just worry about keeping the main people who, you know, the fucking people who support me and allow me to do this shit.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's right.
As we were talking about, I'd like to talk to you about Patreon later on.
Yeah,
because I know that you've said to me, I hope I'm okay saying this, that you have like a guilt where you're like, oh, you know, these people are giving me their money. But I had that, but I've also said to you, I don't feel like you should have that, man, because I don't know, you must get emails and messages saying, dude, fucking love you. I appreciate what you're doing. It's different to other people.
Yeah.
Takes a lot of balls. I've seen videos where you've talked about shit where you've lost motivation and stuff like that. And it's so beautiful to watch someone You might think it's fuck all just to upload to a camera, right? But it means a lot more to other people than you realise.
Yeah.
That's why Patreon's a special thing, because it's choice, dude.
Yeah,
it's
that's
choice.
right.
You gotta accept that people want to see you do good.
Yeah.
Fuck, I said it well then.
You did.
In messages, I fucking butchered it.
You
But
nailed
anyway,
it. No, you nailed it. And Kip put it really nicely one day as well. And he...
Wow.
I think I might have told you this.
Is Kip nice to you?
Look, he has his
He's a
moments.
real dick with us,
You
I'll be
should
honest
write
with you.
this down, because it's probably... It needs to be on record that Kip actually... He can go deep.
Oh, 100%. Yeah.
And I love you, Kip. Big shout out. See
There's
that?
a butt
You
coming
notice
up.
that?
Kip, there's a butt coming up.
I did the whole podcast shout out. Shout out to Kip. I'm like the podcast
Big up.
connoisseur. He said that it doesn't really matter about your feelings, about how you feel about Patreon. He said there's people that will contribute to you financially purely just because they want to see you do well. They want to support you in whatever it is you're doing, just simply because they like you.
Yep.
And they appreciate you, and they can appreciate the effort, and they can. And there's probably a lot of people that feel that way but can't financially contribute.
Absolutely.
And their contribution can only go as far as a like, a comment, and a view.
And that's fucking
Totally
awesome,
fine.
dude. Oh,
Couldn't
spot
ask
on,
for
man.
any more. So I thought, well, if I put that option up there for financial
Spot on, man.
opportunity, then that's there for anyone that is able to do that. And obviously it will never change what goes up for free on YouTube.
Exactly.
But the opportunity is there, and the guys like Kip, Tomo.
They don't give
like,
a fuck if their shit's not early. They don't care.
We could post videos of us sitting staring at a wall, and I reckon they would still be chipping in because they appreciate what we're doing. They appreciate the...
Kip must be so much nicer to you.
Yeah.
He's very brutal with me.
I don't think... Because I don't see him as much as you do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's a fucking sweetheart.
It's just
he's
an
good.
opportunity for him to sack on you a bit more because you're
Yeah.
out with him so much more.
Yeah. Hear that, Kip?
Yeah.
Kip, don't forget about Maddie. Okay, mate?
Stir me up more.
Yeah. We're going to be talking about YouTube a fair bit tonight because I want to dig into your brain about it all. But starting off, who were your inspirations?
Oh yeah, I forgot about
other
that.
than Alex. Alex was probably 99% of my inspiration because he gave me the time of fucking day, dude.
Oh, Alex, I miss that guy.
Yeah, I know.
I really
And
do.
it's horrible what this scene has done to him.
Yeah.
I fucking hate that.
It crushes me.
Yeah.
That last video of him on YouTube was a brutal watch, and I knew it was coming, and I just feel for him because he's a bit like me. He takes the sensitivity of he takes the world on. He's sensitive to the world. That's exactly how I am as well. I take on the world's nonsense like that a bit. So I feel for him because in the beginning, he loved it and he used to crush YouTube. He would just kill it, and I know he loved it. Influences were probably Graham Cahill was a huge one, and Ruthie.
Yep.
I took a lot of influence from Graham for his knowledge and his ability to really tap into the area that he would traverse in and explore.
Brilliantly spoken too.
Yeah, and such a good presenter on camera. He was able to wind it up when it needed to be, and then really come in and be respectful and express that appreciation that he have for where he was. Same with Ruthie as well.
Yeah.
But
Ruthie was beautiful.
Well, I appreciated Ruthie as well because of his knowledge, full drive knowledge.
Yeah.
He was sort of the last guy to really show us how to pick a line.
Yeah.
Drive a car with open diffs. If you're going through wombat holes
in an old car.
Well, exactly. That was
no
the
technology.
Point. That was the point. Yeah. So going through some wombat holes, say, and you've got no drive to the wheel that's hanging in the hole. You tap the brake pedal a couple of times. And it'll transfer some drive to the wheel that's got contact, and you'll get up. Things like that are so long gone now. It's all just like
sensationalized.
I'll flick this locker and that locker, and I've got 500 horsepower, so let's go send it. And I'm like, it just bores me to tears. And it sucks that there isn't anyone like Ruthie. Not that I can think off the top of my head. There are a few examples, but on that big scale, we're talking influencers, and who was probably the most mainstream.
Fucking Graham is very close, isn't he?
Yeah,
but
yeah.
he and
Ruthie was that last frontier for that sort of technical driving, being influenced.
Yeah,
being like, hey, think about this. Don't just thrash on a couple of lockers, and go out in an old car and drive it.
Yep,
drive it how it should be driven. And
there's also respect to people who have the older cars, try that line, and know when to go, nah, I'm good. Like, I've had guys in my crew and guys who I full drive with who absolutely can do that. And it's so... I find that almost more respectable than getting up the actual hill. Yeah. Don't kill your car doing it. Don't kill yourself doing it. Know when to sort of say, nah, not now. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not happy with it now. You know what I mean?
Know your limit.
That. Yeah, fucking oath, dude.
Know your limit, and don't be scared to know it.
Yeah.
Don't be scared to announce it. Like, no, one of the things I think I heard Jamie talking about with you was there was something that you were doing, an obstacle of some sort, and I remember Jamie saying, I was like, no, I'm not doing that.
Yep.
And I was like, man, all the power to you. We need more people doing that.
Yeah, it was that big mud puddle. I do remember that.
Puddle, that's right. Yep. If you're feeling uncomfortable, don't cower to the peer pressure, or let the guys bully you into it, or be called the pussy or the bitch or the, whatever. Say, no, I'm not comfortable doing this. I know my limit. I know my car. Okay, fine. All good.
Yeah,
we'll turn around, or we'll find another way.
And if you're getting berated, I don't mind a bit of piss taking, but
there's
at the end of the day...
There's a difference between the banter and then you got to... When someone's really like... If they have to announce to you like 5 or 6 times, no, I'm not doing this, and you're still pestering them...
You need to find another crew.
Yeah, you're being a bit of a dick.
Spot on. Yeah, well said.
Stop pushing people so hard.
Yeah. Okay, beautiful. So we've gone... So inspirations would have been, Ruthie, Graham...
Yeah.
Alex, of course.
Alex.
Who do you watch, man? Like, who... Do you find yourself watching a lot of camping stuff? Or, like, who do you watch on YouTube, Matty?
It's a very, very mixed bag. I love music.
Interesting.
Because I'm a drummer. Play the drums.
Oh, my God.
And I got to say, sitting here listening to your cousin talking about, like, loading in and what gigs are like... And I was just sitting there the whole time going, yes, that's so true. And it was giving me memories of my gig days.
The old tomato soup balls boiling.
Exactly. Yes, exactly. That's an inside joke, folks. Send a DM to Pete. Ask what that was all about.
Ask him. Yeah, dude. Interesting.
Yeah. And so I watch a lot of music. I watch a lot of drum videos, music videos. Being a metalhead. Yeah. Like, you're a metalhead yourself as well. So I watch a lot of live concerts and just everything. Probably, and I geek out a lot on podcasts.
Yeah.
Not so much watching them. I actually rather listen to podcasts than watch them.
I know.
So that's sort of a bit of a lie, but I might watch inserts or bits that have been clipped.
Cool.
Like 10-minute clips, whatever. They'll just come up and I'll just put them on. As far as camping and four-wheel driving, I watch... Shad Donahue a lot.
I love Shad.
Over there, with his cruiser.
Series,
who else have I got on? Big Trav. Steve-O, Old Mates Adventures. You guys. Cam. Fire to Fork, obviously. Finger to Bum.
Yeah. I never think of like good YouTube creators that I'll watch until I actually fucking sit down after a
go
podcast.
Through your subscriber list and you're like, oh yeah.
Yeah, there are some fucking beauties out there.
Not that he's been posting much lately, but I've gone blank. Mr. High Country. He's in the high country all the time. Tim Bates.
Oh yeah, he's only just started posting again.
He's just started to ramp up a little bit. Yeah.
He's very popular. Dude.
I enjoy him because he's
very similar to your content.
Yeah, he's got. I would say he's a bit of an influence as well because he's got that very low key and he appreciates... He's one of the guys that I would say he does tap into what's going on around him in the environment, but obviously it's hill country. And I wanted something that was more here, WA based to
yeah.
my specific area. But he's been a big influence with his how he carries himself on camera.
He's great.
His respect for the
want to
bush
camp
and
with
the
him.
track.
You know?
Oh man, 100%.
That's how I can, you know, bond with someone. It's
Absolutely.
like, I can see myself camping
Absolutely.
with you, dude, you know?
If our camping style looks like they align, I'm like, I'm right into you, kind of thing. Yeah.
Interesting, man. Yeah. I hate it because I want to think of more, but I can't.
Yeah,
but
it's always a hard one on the spot.
Yeah, it is. But you nailed it. You nailed a few of them. Fucking beautiful.
Yeah. I love my local guys. I don't see numbers. I see the face and I see the attitude and I see even if I know that they're not good with their editing or their audio's a bit off.
The better. Yeah.
Like if I like you and I like what you're doing and you've got that respect and you're tapping into camping and the bush, I'm all about it.
Yeah.
And I'll watch you day in, day out. Yeah.
Yeah. And it's fun. I like how you say the numbers don't matter because they truly don't. It's all bullshit. It's cumulative.
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
It's even though someone's got 100,000 or 150,000, if you're gonna look at numbers, look at the current views that they're getting. Yep. Who's sticking around, man? Yep. And you don't know.
The ratios don't lie.
No,
you can always tell the percentage of likes compared to the views, unless the video's gone viral.
Yep.
Then those numbers will be off.
Yep.
And it depends on the type of video, like a video, how to change kingpin bushes.
Yeah.
Got there eventually. Bearings.
No, all good.
Kingpin bearings, sorry.
Yep.
A video like that, obviously someone who's like literally pulled his phone out while his balls deep with his wrench in his hand going, I've messed up here.
Yeah, dude.
And
I've been that guy so many times.
Google researching, how do I change these? He's not going to stop and like the video and go, that was a great video, Brad. Thanks for that.
Subscribe.
So that will throw the... Yeah. But for videos like ours where it's pretty standard
it's quite personal too.
Yep.
You need to know us.
There's always that ratio there that will be like, this video's got 5,000 views and it's got around 100 to 200, 300 likes.
Yeah, that's it.
They're honest. They're genuine numbers.
Yeah.
Whereas something that's like, it's got 25,000 views and 11 people liked it. You're like, you're full of it.
Oh, fuck yeah.
You've bought your views 100% and you've probably bought your subscribers
I could do a whole fucking podcast on that.
Yeah.
And there's a few culprits out there that I'd like to name.
Yeah.
But I won't.
Nah.
But I want. Do you know what? It just popped into my head. You think about the effort. So what does it take for you? So for example, for me, someone who I watch a lot on YouTube, who I know their video is going to be bonza, or like someone like you, Cam. I'll do it with Jamie. I'll do it with Trav and all that because I know the person and I know what they want out of this. Yeah. I know they don't. There's no malice
ego,
about it.
No agenda.
I'll go like straight away.
Yeah.
But then I'll also watch random American channels or random channels who... Sorry, I'm getting there, Matty. Sorry, mate.
It's all right.
The feeling that you get when you actually urge... the feeling that comes over you when you're urged to put a thumbs up on someone's video who you actually don't know. The feeling is incredible. So I'll know that, sometimes on a Friday afternoon when I got a quiet weekend at home, I'll sit down, dude. I'll have a couple of beers and the girls will be away at school pickup. I'll sit down, sink into the couch. I'll sink down and I'll watch random shit, dude. And there'll be a moment during the video when the person is talking or when they get, I'm a sucker for someone just being fucking real.
Yeah.
Being real, right? And they'll be real and I'll be like, fuck, I like you, dude.
Yeah.
So I'm going to like it.
Yeah.
I'll like it I'll grab the remote and I'll take that effort to like it. And the correlation and the connection between doing that is a lot of effort. It's a lot of effort, dude, like to actually go, I like this fucking guy, so I'm going to put a thumbs up on that video. It's a lot, man. And you don't realize it actually means a lot. So when you do get a thumb up on your videos, you appreciate it.
Yeah.
You really do, man.
Yeah.
Whereas, because there's a lot of people who just watch and go, yeah, fuck, whatever, dude. But there are people who will take time to comment.
Yes.
They'll feel something that'll make them comment.
Yes.
Fuck, man, I probably just sounded like an absolute dipshit.
No.
But I'm trying to do it, I'm trying to say.
The way I see it and how I'll try and articulate it.
Good. Yeah,
you do
better.
No. To add to what you've just said, we're viewers ourselves. So we get it.
Yeah.
When there is someone that we really connect with,
yep,
you see what they're doing and you connect with them and you feel like you get
go.
that little buzz.
That's it.
There's that surge of energy that goes through you when you finally find something that you're like, this is great.
Yep.
and you find that little charge.
Yeah,
and
spot
I pull
on,
out my phone. Because my
Well
TV,
done.
whatever, I just grab my phone and then it will bring up the video automatically on my phone
Yeah,
of what I'm
I
watching on the TV, and I make sure I like it. May even leave a comment because it is very. You have to wonder now with. Well, you have to wonder with smart TVs now as well, how many people, your regular viewers and subscribers as well, are watching it on the TV and not actually liking and interacting with the video.
Spot on, dude.
There would be a lot. There would be a lot that even if they're regular viewers and they really do appreciate you and support you, they're not putting that effort in to like it and maybe leave a comment. Which is fine. I'm not having a dig.
It's easier on a phone,
that.
bro. It's easier on a phone just to go boom, like
but
that.
if you're watching it on the phone, you can quickly just turn your screen to portrait mode and it's all there. Bang, leave a comment, whatever you want to do.
Exactly, yeah.
But as a viewer, when you get that inspired and you get that little charge,
Fuck, well said, man.
I got to, and I might even subscribe to him. Oh no way, I like him that much. I'll hit subscribe. Like it is a nice feeling, and us being viewers, we know what that means. As a creator, we know that is a lot of every time someone.
Feel like you've earned it. Do you know what I mean?
You
Because
do.
it does take
You
a lot of effort
appreciate
for that person to go.
Guys like you
I'm
and
sticking
I,
with this guy.
Guys like you and I like to think that we do appreciate that. We're that aware of it that we do appreciate what it means not only for someone to take that time out of their day to watch a video. In their heavy, to choose me out of the pool of content there, to choose guys like you and I to watch videos of, and then also to put that time there to comment, to leave a like, to get involved in the algorithm and all that science.
Fucking mind-blowing.
It's not lost on me. Not lost on me at all. Yeah.
No, and on as much as you do want to grow, I don't want to. Because I like that personability, where I remember names now. I remember heaps of names. I remember, I know that. Like Spanko Fudge Knuckle. I literally know that name, dude. If he's watching this, I urge him to
that is
comment.
Great. Can you please comment on my video? I want to see that
Spanko
name.
Fudge
I just want to be able to like that comment.
Oh, fuck, it's funny. Ron Jeremy. I get someone called Ron Jeremy.
Yeah. One of my regulars is Shadow 66, I believe.
How good though.
Hayden,
His name's
that. Hayden, he's a Patreon. He'll comment 4 or 5 comments on the one video quite often.
Because he'll get that feeling, dude.
Yeah.
I've had
just
that. I haven't had 5, so it shows
much.
how engaging yours is. But it's like they'll stop and go, "Oh fuck, hey, what do you think of this? Oh, sorry, me again. I'm just checking."
They almost treat it like a live video.
Oh fucking
got to interact
do it more.
as they see things being said or things happening. They comment. Oh, reacting to points in the video,
And
things
I don't think
like
they
that
understand what that means.
No.
For the effort you put in,
No.
and we've chosen to do this. I understand that, but it's beautiful to see that. It's a lovely feeling.
I'm glad that I'm the kind of guy, and I've got that personality to appreciate it though as well.
Yeah.
I'm the kind of guy that I can't let YouTube comments sit there too long unanswered or liked or.
And it can get exhausting, I understand.
I'll spend hours replying. And that's someone on my scale. Yeah. A very small channel.
Likewise, yeah.
And like, it's a lot. Be laying at night in bed, like with your phone.
No, you should be sleeping.
Just trying to get through them.
Yeah.
Because I'm the kind of person where I'm like, if I reply to one, I've got to reply to them all because someone might see that I've replied to one and not them. I don't want to offend anyone,
crazy.
That's me. That's how I wear things. On me.
Let me put this to you then. What if there comes a point where you can't?
Yeah, well, that's
so for
what
example,
I'm terrified of.
I've come to a point where I've lost a lot of. Okay, how many? I have 100 and I have 100 and something videos. You cannot keep up, especially with some popular ones. I don't think I have anything over like 80,000 or 70,000 at all. No. And they're not videos like trip videos. They're like Weber review or something like
something that might grab a bit of traction later on down.
And you realise how much you lose. So if you actually go into your into your YouTube Studio app, you'll realise how much you've actually missed. If you go and look at that video, you'll see how many you've missed. I don't mean to fucking boil it on you, but there's got to be a point where you actually...
It's too much.
It's
almost at that point where it's too much. If it goes 3 or 4 days and you haven't replied to any of them, and they keep coming in as the video's sort of still getting a bit of traction, and you're like 100 and something comments
There
deep.
you go. Yep.
And you're like, bro, the longer I let this go, the worse it's going to be. I'm going to be here
you've
for
got to try and let
days
go of that, don't you?
Yeah. But
blocks.
But,
I'll do
but yeah,
20-minute blocks, dude.
Yeah,
on the shitter.
It is what it is. It is what it is.
Yeah.
I guess growth is something you can't control, and you can only do your best. And
Yeah.
you hope
understand.
that based on how people know you and your based on your personality, that you or the way you conduct yourself on the video and the reason that they are there to watch you on that level, you hope that they respect. At some point, you're just not going to be able to get to everything.
Spot on.
And you hope that that doesn't come across to them like, oh, he's got big now, he's too good for us.
It's the old
it's
tall
not
poppy
that.
dude. I understand.
It's not that at all. It's just like there's some things out of our control, and
Yeah,
we're not
cool.
always going to be able to get to every comment. And don't take offense to that. It doesn't mean that your comment was any less meaningful than the other guy that was above you that I did reply to, or whatever the case may be.
That's where we're quite lucky as well. We can express that, and well, it's good for the podcast as well and videos. You can actually make a video talking about that. You know, just say, guys, please understand. Like,
can make whatever we want
because you're like me. It's a one man. It's 1.5 Sherry. And then I'm half. Like, she's fucking unreal.
Yeah.
She does a lot of the website and stuff like that. But
beautiful.
it's just us, dude.
Yeah.
It is just us. And then you got a mortgage.
Yeah.
You got rates to pay, my man. You got fucking, bills are fucking huge.
Running your own business. You're running your own business.
Correct, dude. Yeah, same.
Honestly, you're running two businesses.
Yeah.
Between the two of you.
One's just a lot more fun than the other. You know, if you really look at this...
I didn't realise you like bricklaying that much, Pete.
I actually... fuck, man. I was just going that way. I actually don't. I do like bricklaying, dude. I really do. Yeah. It's just I'd love to get YouTube to the point where I just cut it down to 2-3 days a week.
Cut it down, yeah.
Go in, punch out, matey. Yeah. How good would that be?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
You deal with all the supervisors. You deal with all the fucking invoices and, extras that don't get paid.
Yep.
How nice does that sound?
Yep. If I don't know they're not paid, not my problem.
Yeah,
I can't
that's
think about
mate.
it.
Yeah.
Someone
but I still want paying.
That's right. Yeah, that's
I've done my time.
Yeah. Why am I $150 short this week? Oh, that guy didn't pay you for that extra. They didn't approve it.
Oh.
What? This is outrageous.
That is just
rude.
Rude. Oh, I'm glad we got into that. This. Nope, not going to say it. I usually say this rolls in perfectly. No. How has your YouTube journey been? And I got down a note here because this goes really well. You were talking about creator's block.
Yeah.
And relevancy. Now, I just want to say something before you answer that, because it came to me before about, I wrote down, stay in your own lane, as in, and I know, deep down, you could make the content that fucking blows, as in buying a shit car, throwing fucking 38s on it, cutting it apart. You do you know what I mean?
Yep.
Build series and all that stuff.
Yep.
But I reckon I've come to the realisation that that's not me.
Yeah.
That is not me, dude.
Yeah.
You could do that 100%. Do the clickbait titles, do the fucking all that bullshit. That is just not me, man.
No.
But if I'm going to do... I literally did it in my last thumbnail, but I needed to point it out because we were taking the piss in that video. That is just not me. No. I'm trying to aim my fucking arrows at people who might appreciate just sitting down and just... Whatever actually happens on the trip is what fucking happened.
Yeah.
I'm not going to fucking drag anything out of the... sensationalize it.
That's right.
So how's your journey been? Take your fucking time. And I want you to talk about creator's block and the relevancy thing that you did mention.
Yeah.
Start off with you do it the way you want. I was going to say start off positive, or I want you to just answer that because I know, I've watched your videos, man. I know you have feelings on this,
I think...
Now I get to have a sip.
Yeah.
A couple of sips.
Have a
Take
breather.
your time, mate.
I probably will. There's a bit to unpack there, I guess. So as far as the journey, if you want to call it a journey, I spent the last couple of years trying to go like as hard as I could.
Yeah.
And I neglected a lot because of it.
And also keep in mind again that you've started your own business.
Yeah.
Yeah. Shout out Westralian Painting.
Yeah.
My man.
He's
He's already fucking picked a few doors that are upside down apparently at my house.
Yeah, something's not right here. Don't know what's going on there. But doesn't look right to me.
Sorry, mate.
I could be wrong. Pretty sure I'm not though.
No.
I think I was maybe unintentionally testing the waters, or I was just ignorant and trying to push the YouTube as hard as I could, thinking and hoping that it was gonna blow up and I could step back from my real job. I lost a bit of clarity on where YouTube should be, the whole thing, because I neglected a lot of things like my work, jobs, making real money. I'm a provider. In my household. Kelly works as well, but I still have to front up. Still got to bring in my fair share.
Of course, man.
And I wasn't. Kelly was carrying me a fair bit for a while there, and she didn't really say anything, but eventually I figured it out. I was like, no, this isn't... All that I was doing was I was...
Yeah, I want to know, yeah.
Well, I was putting so much effort and pressure on myself to get fortnightly videos out. And I've never been the kind of guy that's like doing product videos. I've always just wanted to do camping.
Yeah.
But I'd leaned into
so
doing
labour intensive, Matty.
Well,
hey, mate.
I'd leaned into doing some product videos just so I could meet that fortnight deadline. And I even wanted to try weekly. And so the only way you can do it is by sort of diversifying a bit and doing those product videos. Unless you're on the road full time,
you can't. You just can't do weekly videos. No fucking way.
It's not going to happen.
Fortnightly is still fucking tricky, and you do need to put something in between, dude.
And this is the thing with YouTube. I finally had to admit to myself that it didn't matter whether I was putting up videos every second week, third week, monthly, 6 weeks. It didn't change a thing. For me, the
viewers stuck around for you.
It didn't change a thing. I was busting my ass trying to get videos out every fortnight, doing videos that I wasn't really happy with either, and it wasn't making any more of an impact on my channel than me putting them up every 6 weeks or whatever. And I've noticed that now, especially that I've not even done a video this entire year, and we're like heading towards the end of March.
Yeah. I noticed. I miss it.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
But I've had to put it in its place.
Good
because it was consuming me. It was consuming me. And for no gain at all other than burning myself out and stressing myself out and just neglecting everything in the real world. I know that sounds bad, but for someone of my level on YouTube, it's not a real job. But I've got a real job and the real world that I was neglecting for something that it just wasn't, unless I could go weekly, which was never going to happen. And to be honest, I don't want YouTube to be a full-time job. They kind of go hand in hand, in my opinion, being able to go weekly and it being at least part-time to full-time work. It just wasn't sustainable when I was neglecting the things that I needed. Like I just started a business. Yeah. I needed to focus on that. I needed to focus on taking all the jobs on. I was spreading jobs out way too far apart. And then because I'd spread a job out too far from the last one, they cancelled because it was too long. They found someone that could do it better. Do it quicker.
Yeah.
And so because the reason I was spacing them out was like, if I book this week off, I can get out and do a video. How good's this? And then I was like, oh no, I've just lost that job because they found someone that can do it quicker.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh. So then it was catching up to me. And I was like, this isn't working. This isn't having any impact to the channel. I'm not growing. All I'm doing is stressing myself out. I'm not making money. I'm not putting my priorities where they should be. Got to the end of the year, which was last year, and I was like, I don't know how I'm feeling. I don't know what's going to happen. I'm going to have a break, and I'll come back when I'm ready. And that's sort of the interlude where I am now. But the tension's building. I'm getting keen, Pete. I'm getting all I need to get out. I'm getting all like I need a coffee. You know, when you get the shakes. Yeah. I'm like, because I don't handle not getting out camping every couple of weeks.
Yeah, of course.
Filming or not,
I do know that.
Camping's a lifeline for me. It's something that I need.
It's actually very noticeable
get
in your
by.
socials lately, actually.
Oh, bro.
Even you are saying, back when I had work-life balance, that's stuck in my head.
Yeah.
But I have absolutely noticed a tone where you're like, okay, I need to find like a middle ground,
I've
100%. But
Yeah.
I've got to say, I have absolutely felt what you felt at that time,
Yeah.
right? I tried weekly, and holy fucking shit, I can't do it, man. Fortnightly,
Yeah.
I can.
Unless-
I 100% can. No worries. That's
Just to quickly cut you off, unless
go ahead.
unless you compromise
I'm
the
not used to
content
it.
you want to make.
Go ahead, mate. Sorry.
Unless you want to compromise the content you're making.
Mm-hmm.
I hate that word. I'm sorry for using that word. I do hate it. But for this discussion, unless you really want to, which was what I was trying to do, I was just coming up with filler videos.
Crazy thing is,
on an
people
awning
still
or,
appreciate that shit.
whatever.
100%.
Yeah, they can, and they'll always have their place, and it definitely does help. But it's not me.
Yeah, and you
not
notice
me.
in your views alone, you understand what people want from you.
Yeah.
They want trip videos.
Yeah.
They want your solos.
Bro,
they want you camping.
Even if
you
they
know?
don't, I don't care. I'm going to do what I want to do anyway.
Oh, fuck.
Like
how
that,
good.
like that taps into the motivation and inspiration. If you're being inspired by the things that old Joe Blow 64 is telling you in the comments, oh, I didn't like that video, you should do more of this, and you're like, oh well, maybe he's right, maybe I will.
Yeah.
Instantly, you are being inspired by someone that doesn't matter, and you're not being inspired by yourself and what you want to do, what
I
is
like
true
that.
for you.
Yeah.
And I've never been dictated to by the comments or by what people really say. I'll take on board some criticism.
Yeah, of course, man.
You can take things on board, but it sure as hell isn't going to
not
steer my
keyboard
direction.
warrior-ish.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm always going to, from this point on, I just want to do camping videos. And if that means I can't get out for X amount of weeks and there's big gaps in videos, well, it is what it is at this point.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So when you say that you're getting itchy, are you getting itchy to film or are you getting itchy to camp?
Both. Yeah,
both. Excellent.
Yeah, both.
Because a lot of people stay out.
The
and then
creative thing's in my DNA.
Awesome.
Yeah, it's
That's
an
fucking terrific.
outlet for me. And just like camping, when I get like a bit tense from not getting out camping, it's the same for the filming part of it as well. It's the creator part in me.
There
is.
is.
Like
There's something
burning.
beautiful about. It's a lot of effort. Setting a shot and run back to your car and then doing that, and then you could be sitting by the fire having a beer, but you're like, oh fuck, this will look wicked.
Yeah.
And then, but it all makes fucking sense when you're sitting there editing it. And I remember doing my first long video, like a 25-minute, 30-minute episode, and I was like, fucking hell,
Yeah.
I'm going to enter this into a film festival. No, I'm just so proud of him.
Yeah.
You're so proud. You watch
you
it
are.
like 40 times.
Yeah, you are.
I was the 40 views.
That's right.
It's fucking crazy,
That's right.
dude.
Yeah.
And I do get that itch because even my wife notices that I start watching you, start watching Cam,
Kelly's
I start watching
the same.
fucking everyone else.
Yeah.
And she knows. She'll be like, you're itching to get out.
Yeah,
there,
you
aren't
need to get out.
Yeah. But it's great because guys like you, guys like Cam, guys like all those other people I watch, Scotty go on walkabouts and Harry even as well, they inspire me.
Absolutely.
They do. But I still want to. But I still also worry about watching them and like subconsciously taking on their style a bit.
Yeah, there is that. Yeah, there is that. Yeah. Yeah, you can...
But there's only one Matt G. There's only one of me.
thing.
There's only one Harry.
That's the
one
thing.
Scott.
And we are always going... No matter if we do even adopt someone else's little bit of flavour from their video.
Yeah.
We'll still always have our spin on it.
Spot on, man.
It will still
I took a lot of
always
Alex's
be
stuff,
ours.
dude.
Yeah.
Why not be like the people you want to be?
Of course. Of course. But it will still always have our flavour on it.
And
always.
That's well said. Because there is no one like you.
No.
I've seen videos like that, maybe with Ruthie and that, but they don't give me the same feeling as watching you.
And they're quite often made by the same guys. They've got the same cameraman.
Yes,
it
correct.
all crosses over.
Yep.
Same cameraman. They're used to doing the same things. Same editors. Same editing platforms. It can be out.
The person, isn't it?
They can be out filming a different face in a different car, in a different area, but the foundation of all of that is all run of the mill. It's all the same people.
Yeah.
So it's going to be the same. That's why those videos cross over so much. You can be out with Shauno one day and then be out with Graham the next, and it's the same cameraman with the same camera and the same editing software and doing it the same way.
And it does come down to the man.
And that's what makes a 4-wheel drive 24/7 production and video what it is.
Yeah.
Just the same as I've got a different camera setup and a different way of editing. You've got a different camera and a different way of editing. And the viewer
Different
watches
vision.
it through that different lens.
Yeah.
It's as simple as that.
Yeah, because it's like I find that on a lot of trips I'll be thinking like, oh man, this is ideal. I'll get this shot and I'll do a cooking segment while the guys are fishing in the background. Never fucking happens.
No.
I'll come back with a totally different product. But I guess that's my style.
I don't.
Who knows what the fuck we're gonna get?
It's a style. There you go.
But you know that
That's
there's
what makes
always
Wacko.
going to be that one red face, dude.
Well,
always.
that's right. Yeah, you can't deny the beetroot, can you?
So I've just written this down, man. So I noticed before you said, that you think that it won't be a full-time thing, right? Surely you've got a little bit of an idea in your head, maybe. I mention this a lot about, like every time I say it, fucking it cringes me, but it's like a fantasy about where you'd want your channel to be.
Yeah.
What's yours?
Oh, man. I thought I knew.
Well, what
I
was
really
that,
did.
man? What was that at that time? And then what is it now?
I guess by say X amount of years, I'd hope I'd have X amount of subscribers, and I'd like to think I'd be getting X amount of views, and then X amount of revenue.
Yeah, of course, man.
And I'd be able to
100%.
bump
it's not
up.
crazy.
Well, and then I'd be able to bump up merch because I'm getting more traffic through.
Yep.
And so merch would be making more money and so on. But it has kind of dawned on me that it probably won't happen. I don't have the puff behind me to make that happen. And I've even slowed down merch now as well. I'm not doing t-shirts at the moment, and I'm just not getting that volume.
What would you say you're doing now then, Matt? What are you doing? You recharging?
What I'm doing is, I guess, I'm trying to get a bit of fire in my belly again.
Good on you.
Yeah,
Fucking
basically
Come out on the trip with us.
Yeah, 100%. I would have loved to have come to that South one that you flicked me an invite for, but I was just that buried in work, I couldn't make it. But
God, it was the best trip. No,
I think something like that, I could tell it was a good trip. Yeah, it looked great.
Gotta rub it in.
But something like that would give me a bit of a fire in the belly. Yeah, things like that. And that's
sometimes
sort of
working with another creator can fucking do that.
Always.
Alex has done that for me, man.
Always. Yeah, always.
Always enjoy collaborating.
But because I film a lot of my own solo stuff as well, it kind of is an internal thing as well.
Of course.
The inspiration is a bit internal. No, maybe not the inspiration. That might be the wrong word, but the fire for it is internal. And I'm getting through work. I'm getting through summer and the hot weather. I'm waiting for campfires, and then I'm gonna hit the ground running. I want to come out and go for a amazing solo camp somewhere with my camera.
Surely you have somewhere
and some
in mind.
wood. I got a few places in mind.
Yeah, lovely.
And I'm just gonna just let it. I think of my videos.
Fucking hell, your eyes have widened.
Yeah.
Since we're talking about campfires.
I'm denying myself the treat until I'm that pent up.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna go like a 21-year-old on his wedding night,
Good on you, dude. Fucking oath.
Explosion sort of thing. And I'm excited about that. And it's all kind of worked out so far because I've had heaps of work. I've been able to just focus on work, getting jobs done.
Build that base, that client base.
Some good money while it's there.
Good
because
shit.
It's always feast or famine in our industry as well, in the
said.
trade and building industry. So I'm taking opportunity of that. I've given myself some time through April, a couple of weeks off. 1 week's for me to go away. I'm going to film. I'm going to scratch that itch.
Love it,
dip
mate.
my balls in the hot soup.
See what you come up with. Is that what you're thinking?
Yeah. And there's no plan. And then the second week, Kelly and I are going to go away for a week. Yeah.
Whoa, 2 weeks. So do 1 week on your own, then 1 week with Kelly.
And then I'm going to take Kelly somewhere. Yep. We'll skip off down south somewhere, and because she's been nagging to go camping as well.
Yep.
And that's so far my plan at the moment. I find, well, I guess we could talk about like inspiration, and what was the next part of that?
So there was creator's block, and relevancy.
Yeah, staying relevant. I think
what helps you get out of that creator's block.
I used to think that I did believe in block.
You didn't.
I did.
You did, yep.
Now I'm not so sure I do.
Interesting.
I think that block comes from a feeling of inadequacy.
Gotcha.
If you're not focused on you doing you, you're gonna get block. You're gonna get creator's block.
Yeah, otherwise you're going to be trying to run a race with people that you know that you're not, maybe.
Yep.
And comparing yourself too much.
You're putting yourself in a race. Let's call it a race.
Yeah.
That you don't need to be in.
Oh, Maddie.
You're putting yourself in. You're putting yourself against competitors that you don't need to be competing against. Does that make sense?
Absolutely.
Whereas if you're focused on staying in your own lane and you doing you, what's blocking you?
No, exactly.
Get out of your own way and go out and do whatever you want to do.
I've been talking about that a lot, man. My wife said that to me a couple of months ago, and she's kept saying it to me, like things get out of your own way.
It makes sense.
Don't close doors. Try not close doors, man.
If that's not what's stopping you, it's probably something like self-doubt.
Yeah.
You're doubting yourself.
Do you doubt yourself?
All the time.
Do you?
All the time. Yep.
What's something you back yourself in where you know you're fucking... So do you doubt yourself... So sometimes I'll doubt myself when I actually do back myself. Does that make sense?
Yeah, you can have
I need to hear myself doubt myself so I can power up.
I think that's a healthy thing though too. It's a balance. They balance each other out because
just don't let it outweigh.
Self-doubt and feeling a little bit inadequate and that kind of feeling keeps you in check.
So can I ask you something?
Don't let ego get too far ahead of you. Yeah.
So I reckon I could... Well, correct me if I'm wrong. I reckon I could guess that you will doubt yourself with filming, but I reckon you know that you can put together a nice feature. I reckon I could guarantee that, dude, right?
Yeah.
Because I know that you can. And I can see it in your techniques with the blur. I can see that you know what you're doing and you know what you're fucking doing.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, that's probably a good way to word it. I'm confident in my abilities. As let's say a filmmaker, that might sound a little bit humble, pretentious, but at the same time, I guess there's a few things. There's like imposter syndrome. There's like the size of my channel. There's things I don't like about myself. There's days when I can't deal with hearing my own voice. There's days I'm feeling flat and I can't look at my own face. There's things that I'll nitpick about me that I'm like, I don't want myself on camera, and I need to walk. I need to walk away because I can't handle looking at my face. Like the way I talk, my mouth structure.
Yeah, I get annoyed at myself.
100%.
You fucking talk too much.
I'm noticing these things, everyone else does.
No,
when I laugh,
we don't, Matty.
It looks like I've got no front teeth. Things like that get into my head. And they affect my confidence.
Interesting.
I've got the confidence in my abilities.
You don't see yourself like we see you.
I guess not. Yeah.
Interesting.
I guess not.
I understand that.
Yeah,
I do.
Yeah. I think it's probably a bit of that is healthy.
Yeah, of course. But I need to hear myself say that.
It does keep you in check.
But can you knock yourself out of that though? Can you go, no, come on, man.
It got to the point last year where I couldn't.
Interesting,
that was part of it all. Yeah, I was starting to really hate myself. I was going through quite a crisis. Yeah, I was a lot of self-loathing, and that kidney stone rocked me as well. I wasn't feeling healthy. I wasn't looking healthy. I was off it in all degrees, and I needed I needed a break as much for all the external things that I was talking about with work and that as much as I did from like just dealing with me. Yeah. I needed to deal with me.
Because did that play on your mind?
Well, I needed to stop hyper focusing on me and my flaws that I noticed about me. And like when you're sitting there for hours on end editing a video with yourself in it, it's all you look at, bro. It's all you see is you.
It's too much of me. You think it is, but I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm not going to sit here and just blow smoke up your ass, but it doesn't feel like that on my side. I'll be as a viewer, dude.
It's something that I
I
would
like
need
when
to
you
hear,
talk to the camera,
and I'm sure anyone else that's feeling it would need to hear as well. You know, that's a big part of my silent videos I do, because I like to translate. Just to go off, splinter off a little bit, but I like to translate exactly how I'm feeling at that moment and the energy that I'm carrying within myself. I like that to be the video.
Gotcha.
So when I go out there, I might be feeling a bit flat because that's the real world.
Of course,
quite often when we go out, we're not feeling 100%, and that can be for me, that can come in the form of, I don't want to talk to the camera. I don't want this to be about me. I don't want to talk. I don't want to be... The start of the
video could be you flat after a weekend, after a hard week.
By the next morning, when I've woken up and I'm feeling like, bro, this is exactly what I needed, I'm good.
Yeah.
I'm good.
But I've still got to shoot this silent film.
But I've also had to acknowledge that the silent videos are more for me than they are the viewer. The silent videos are me doing what I need to do. It's not even a want, it's a need. I want to be out and I want to film and I want to create something, but I need to not be talking. I need to not be the face for this video.
Yeah.
And I project that to everything else that's
happening in the background.
In that video.
Yeah. Noises, sound of the fire, you just cooking, sizzling.
Yeah.
I fucking love them.
I'm not doing it to follow that silent video trend. And clearly it's not working anyway, because those videos get like 50, 60. The silent video thing in America and the UK is just bananas.
Oh,
whereas
see, Go 4x4.
Exactly.
Do you watch Go 4x4?
He's got to be the biggest full drive channel.
Massive.
Period.
What do you think
huge.
people like though? What do you? Sorry to. I'll got another question to ask.
What people say to me is that it's just relaxing. The silent videos go either way. Either people absolutely hate them,
or
they
can't
handle
in the background while they're cleaning the house or something.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah, my wife does that.
They can't handle. I had one guy say, "No, I can't handle these. There's no talking. I can't deal with that."
There you go. There's that yin and yang.
Or the other side is like, "This is so relaxing. I love these videos more than anything." It's that whole ASMR thing.
Yeah.
You know, it's just the sounds.
I love it. Fucking comes up. It's a good... I love...
If you can nail it. If you can do it properly.
Yeah. But then I also love seeing you with energy, and I love seeing you talk.
Yeah.
What gets... oh, man. I'm trying to phrase this the best way. What actually gets you in the mood? What gets you revved to sort of talk and, you know... Will it be, you know, on the tail end of a wicked week, or how you feel at the point that you press that record button?
A lot of it's how I feel at that time.
Yeah.
I can be going out with the intention to do a video in an area where I know there's going to be heaps to talk about. And then last minute, it might be in the days coming, I've just felt flat. And then I tap out on that idea and I'm like, no, this is just be a silent video. And I'll either go to a different spot... so that I can reserve that initial area that I was going to talk about for a video when I'm feeling like talking about it.
Yep.
And I'll pick a new area, or I'll just mix it up. I do everything on the fly, man. I very, very much don't plan ahead. I like to think of these videos, and this goes for content creation as a whole. I like to think of them as diary entries.
Interesting. However you're feeling is however the video is going to come out, man.
You don't want to lie in the diary, do you?
No.
No one writes down after having a really bad day at work. They don't write down the end of the day like, oh, I had such a good time and it was such a good day. No, you write down like, today sucked. That was shocking. And that's how I approach my videos.
I love that. That's great.
Well,
that's a great analogy.
I don't go out with any intention now. I used to try and plan it out, write it down. This is what I'm going to do. This is what I'm going to cook. This is how it's going to work. You throw that in the bin because it never happens anyway.
I learned that a long time ago.
And then, so I go on the fly. I like to think that the energy that I'm feeling within me, either it be high or low, that is what is going to make the video. And I'm sort of a passenger to that. It's funny, the term content creator, I find it more like I'm not creating the content. The energy of my trip is creating it. I'm kind of just a passenger.
Yeah.
I'm the one that's just going to adjust the volume. I'm going to trim the clips.
I can't
I'm driving
how it's
the car.
Feel.
It's the once I've gotten everything. I know what to do practically. I know where to put the camera. I know how to set up the shot, get the depth of perception, get the bokeh. I know how I'm confident in all my abilities to do all that, get the drone shot. Then when I get home, it all goes on the computer, and as I drop it down, from that point, I'm a passenger. The video creates itself. I'm not the creator. It's going to create itself.
That's nice also, though. I like that.
It's the most honest way to make something. Because
honesty doesn't get you fucking anywhere at YouTube, Matt. Come on.
I mean...
You're going to lie and stab your way to the top.
That's why I've not gotten anywhere.
Nah, fuck.
But I mean, just tangent on that quickly.
Horrible.
I'm very thankful for the fan base that I do have and the loyal viewers. You know, I've got such a great little community that I've created. They're all oldies and young'uns, and some wild stories from people that have come up to me at 4-wheel drive shows to tell me what the videos have meant, and it just drops me to my knees. Yeah. Some of these stories, but I think that's because, you know, I'm not setting the world on fire, clearly, but they're honest entries. Every video is an honest entry, and I know it sounds probably like a little bit pretentious or whatever, but that's the only way I can approach it now. I used to try and make it a bit more contrived, and I just can't morally. For me, the energy's not there for that, and that's why I only want to do camping videos now. And you don't want to fake the energy. That's right. I have to portray it in the exact mood that I feel, and I've coming through in life now, getting older. I've made it a point to make sure I feel what I need to feel. Yep. And let that out. As it might sound a bit voodoo or whatever, or hippie-ish, but I'm a true believer in as we progress socially now, and we want to encourage guys especially to like speak up. Don't swallow your feelings. It's okay to talk. That includes acknowledging that you're feeling something and actually feeling it, allowing it to be felt. Let it come out, whether it be happy, sad, angry, but especially sadness. So I used to be very jovial and the joker. Yep. Used to be the loud personality that was always making jokes and taking the piss. Now I'm not like that. I'm quite somber, and that comes through in the camping videos now as well, where I am a lot more chill and a lot more somber and quite a bit more mellow. So the byproduct of me feeling things now is that I'm not so jovial anymore, but it's liberating to be able to just be vulnerable. Oh yeah. And that's what I do when I'm at camp. When I'm out in the bush, I'm being vulnerable. That's my place. I grieve alone. I feel alone. And so for me, going out camping, that's why I get pent up at home when I've been working too much and I need to get out camping, because that's where I go to like feel and release. And the best thing for you is solo, is it? Have you found that the best thing for you? What about talking to mates? Like, have you found the best method for you is? I've found lately, I've really struggled camping with people. Interesting. No, nothing fucking wrong with that, mate. And I can't really put my finger on that. Maybe I've been out too many times on my own. Maybe I'll put camping on a pedestal a bit even. I've learnt to like use that time relying on it too heavily to like sort of allow myself to go to when you're on your own, you can go to a dark place sometimes. And that's liberating. It's very liberating. You've got no choice but to face it, dude. But I've kind of like really lent into that now. Yeah. To the point where when I'm out with other blokes, I start to wig out a little bit because I'm like, can you like piss off? I'm trying to like find my zen and be all sad over here, man. Like leave me alone, you know. As weird as that sounds, I've kind of lent into it a little bit too much, and I've lost my ability to be able to camp with other people. And then I start getting a little bit anxious and freaking out a bit. And I'm like, no, I'm going home tonight. I bailed on a couple of mates a couple of months ago because I was just like, I'm not feeling it. I need to go home. There is nothing wrong with that. Well, that's all part of it. At least you can say. At least you don't bottle that up and fucking make camping something that you despise. At least you've admitted it and go, look, I need to go back to my base. And I want to talk about that as well. Yeah. But you did touch on the full drive shows before, and I'd like to talk about next the full drive shows.
And also, I'd like to talk about anxiety and stuff like that before later on. But I need to refill my beer.
Yeah, me too.
And you'll drink as well. I'll
We'll
refill your
rendezvous.
ice. Or do you even need ice, mate? It's a Yeti, so
No,
it's
she
still
good.
in there. Beautiful.
She good.
All right, we'll be back. All right, we are back. Fresh can of Shelter, and then a fresh can of sugar-free creaming soda. Great choice, Matty.
Because I like to party.
Yeah, we'll talk. I'd like to talk about that later as well, as I said before. But I want to get on to now about your involvement in the Perth full drive adventure shows, right? So I want to know how you found that whole experience, and then also I want to know how was it the first time you ever went. To also get that feedback, from the fans you were talking about, how they come up to you. So
I think I mentioned this to you a bit at your Patreon camp.
Mm-hmm.
For me, I found very quickly that the full drive show was bigger than me.
Yeah, gotcha.
And I mean that in the sense like it's bigger than what I was gonna get from it. For me personally,
Yep.
I found we went in on the Thursday, set the cars up, so on. I had my shirts, had some stubby holders, patches, general merch to sell. Hung it all up on the awning and looked good. I was like, we'll see what happens if I talk to a couple of people. Cool, that's great. That'll be nice. I get to hang out here and catch up with everyone, Graham, Harry, the whole lot. Friday morning comes. We heard the gate. Well, I thought the gates opened at 9 o'clock. This is the first year I was there, by the way, a few years ago. They actually opened the gates a little bit early just to start filtering through people, just so the lines don't get too big.
Yeah, of course.
So it was 8:45. And this bloke out of nowhere, I'm just sitting there on the chair, kind of freaking out.
Yeah,
like it's a lot for me.
Because it's ready to go.
It's really out of my comfort zone, obviously, and I was sort of freaking out a little bit. And out of nowhere, this bloke just walks up. Matty, WESTRALIAN off-road. He was just flying. So excited. And he bought a shirt, he shook my hand, and he was so thankful to see me. Told me what the videos mean to him personally and so on. And while he's there, the line just started. People were just coming from everywhere. I know it sounds a bit like I'm blowing wind up my skirt, but it was just like, okay, this is not at all going to be what I thought it was going to be about.
How'd you handle that?
Not for me. Well, as the day progressed, and then basically the entire weekend, I found out very quickly that these shows are for the people to come, and it's the opportunity to be able to express to you face to face what your videos mean. It's an opportunity for them to be able to express to you personally what they can't and what you'll never be able to express in a comment on a YouTube video or in a message on Instagram. There's things that some people just can't express unless it's in person. And I found out very quickly that that's what the show's for. That might sound a bit pretentious, but for me, that's been my personal experience with the full drive show, period. I've done it 3 times now.
Does it get easier every time? Or?
Yeah, it has got. You get the butterflies a little bit at the beginning, like every event, I guess.
Of course, yep.
And there's the whole going on the stage and talking. That's quite intimidating, and I've gotten a bit better with that, with like the public speaking part. Feel a bit more natural doing that, because
that would have been a big step for you, dude.
Oh man, I was like the first day.
I could never do it. I don't think I could ever do that. Yeah.
Yeah, I thought I was just gonna pass out. Because I get anxiety, like, and that energy just
good on you for
surges
breaking
up
that, dude.
through me.
There you go. You got out of your own way.
Well, that was the thing. There's a lot of negativity around doing the full drive shows, the whole influencer thing, and
I'll admit I do see that 100%.
And I do
for
as
certain
well.
people that are there.
Yeah, 100%.
But I know I appreciate who are the the good ones. Surely you fucking see that as well, right?
Well,
there's some shit going on.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
I could name off like I won't, but I could.
We were talking about it before
the
the ratio, dude. There's a fucking giveaway for you.
Yeah, and the whole rock star mentality, and that's the real toxic part of it all.
But if I'm going, I'm gonna fucking gravitate towards you.
You can still
you're the realest fucker that's there. Like, do you know what I mean?
Yourself. Yeah, well, you can isolate yourself from that.
Gotcha.
And it's the same thing. You stay in your own lane.
Yep.
You do what you're there for.
Yep.
Which is to just meet the people that care and appreciate what you do, and they want to
faces
support
to
you.
Names and stuff like that. You probably see that as well.
Sell a shirt to people that want a shirt or whatever it might be. And you take it on. Mm-hmm. It's humbling because you've got these people that are coming up to you and
depending on you. Also, like depending on those videos.
There is a bit of that actually.
Yeah,
that's a good way to word it. I hadn't thought of it that way. And I'm even
not
now,
to add to the pressure.
No, but even noticing that now that I've been sort of a bit MIA, I'm getting the messages coming through now. Like, where are you? Like, I'm missing.
You realise
videos.
It's bigger than you, eh?
Yeah,
it's not just you wanting to put videos out, man. Your outlet is turned in.
Yeah.
To someone who's dependent on it.
I had people. One fella came up, and his young fella had tried to kill himself. He'd had a really bad run-in with his missus. They'd separated. He was struggling a lot. Tried to end it. He didn't. It wasn't successful. But his old man was just in tears, telling me about it, and he was like, "The one thing that got us through was just your videos."
Because you've got to understand your videos, even your quiet ones.
Yeah.
Sometimes when you are like alone or down, it's really nice to sit down with someone who's solo camping or anyone who you vibe with and feel like you might be there. You know what I mean?
It's
more than you think it is, man.
It's not hyped and contrived.
No.
And
just sit down.
Too much.
Sit down, man.
You can sit and be low key and it's not obnoxious content.
Fuck! Well said.
For lack of a better term, it's very easy to watch, I guess.
It really is.
And relatable.
You don't need to think too much.
Yeah.
You just all you need to do is watch it and soak it in. That's what I try and do. Say to people in my sit down and really fucking look at everything.
Yeah.
Try to anyway. But there's laughs and there's bullshit on my. Because it's me.
Yeah,
I like having a laugh. I like all that.
But it's still it's a completely different vein. Comparing mine to yours, but it's still relatable content.
Absolutely,
as well.
It's fucking
it's
honest.
Still got its real,
you said it before.
honest moments.
Yeah.
And being relatable to me is like, if you're not relatable, what have you got going for you? I'm sorry, but that's just my spin on it. I mean, I had another bird came up and she said she had two knee operations and she was out for 5 months and all she could do was watch YouTube, and she just kept binging my videos. And like you hear those things and you sort of like, what? How do I process this?
Yeah, how do you say?
It's a lot. Yeah,
do you find it hard taking compliments?
Yeah, I do.
Yep, same here.
Yeah, I do, because I'm
Deflect
not.
It off.
I'm not running on ego.
Mm-hmm.
I don't. Things like that just humble me.
Mm.
They just sort of flabbergast me and throw me against the wall almost, and I'm just like, wow, okay.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah. Exactly, yeah.
And then that just keeps you in check and motivates you to just keep doing what you're doing and do your best and make sure, like I said before, every data entry or diary entry is just an honest... Because there's people watching, people notice.
Fucking oath.
And it's
and
important
I have,
to
yeah,
them.
100%.
And that goes for all of us, man.
Yeah.
On any level, whether we're doing low-key stuff or we're up there doing the crazy big... anything.
Yeah, 100%.
It's
You're going to try and bring that attitude across in your video. It's like, I reckon I've had trips where I'm like, look, just wanting to get away. I've just missed being away. Beautiful. And then there's ones that I'm looking forward to, you know?
Yep.
Big ones where I'm like, oh, I'm excited. Yeah. Feel that. Yeah. Feel that with me, you know? I don't know.
Yeah,
it's a beautiful thing, YouTube. It really fucking is.
Yeah.
But you can also get dragged to the deepest, darkest shit if you let it.
Can I ask you?
Yeah, go ahead.
What's your version of like making it or success?
Well, I want 6 wives. No. No, my version of fucking...
In the YouTube
I'm
sphere,
very
I'm
clear
more
about
talking.
this now, is like doing 3 days a week bricklaying. I've literally spoken to a good bricklaying mate about it. Literally going in and saying, dude, I'll start at 7, finish at 3. I'll make you money. I'll make myself money. I know what is involved. I know what overheads you have. I'll make you money. Beautiful. No worries. I know what I have to lay. But after Monday, Tuesday... I would make it a Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday.
Yeah.
So I could have Easter weekend every weekend.
Yeah.
And then I'd use one for a trip, then one for editing. And that's my dream life.
Beautiful.
Dream life, dude. It truly is. I don't want full time, Matty. I really don't.
No.
Because I don't know. I remember listening to a podcast that someone's been on, and they've sort of said that you can't do it without sponsors. And I probably agree with that. And I don't want sponsors. Yeah. I want to do this on my own terms. And I don't want to have deadlines, and I don't want to have, you've got to have fucking 4 reels, and I don't want that. Yeah. That's why I do Patreon, and that's why I flog my own merch, because I believe there's a way that I can do my perfect life, my perfect version of it. But I don't know. I can handle fortnightly, dude. That's my but weekly killed me. And like you said before, it made no fucking difference. It just turned my happiness down. So I promised myself, as soon as it got to that point where I maybe didn't enjoy it as much and I was too busy, I'm pulling back, and I did, and I'm glad I did, dude. Yeah. And that's what I mean. It's on my terms, dude. My terms. I don't have sponsors I have to keep happy. I don't have supporters at any company, and you'd be the same. Any company who you've gotten involved with, any company I've gotten involved with, do not have terms at all. At all, dude. And that's why I like it.
You're the one steering your ship.
Oh, 1 million fucking percent. I can hand on heart say that, dude. You know, and I like steering it. I do. Yeah. I like. I have no shame in flogging my own merch. No way in the world. Because I'll be honest, and I'll say, this is where the coin's going. It's going back to me, to what I want to live. You know, if you don't feel like buying merch, no worries, man, at all. I don't want to pressure any fucker, and I don't want anyone pressuring me.
No. All you can do is put it out there.
Yeah. What about you? What's yours?
For me, respect.
From your peers?
General.
I love that.
General respect.
I really love that. As in respect from everyone, like your viewers.
Yeah. Just
you want that transparency?
Being respected.
I like that. Yeah, I do like that.
I'd rather be in this position where I've got a smaller channel and very, very little to no influence from branding and so on, and being respected. Not that I'm trying to say anyone affiliated with brands isn't, and you can't be respected still. No, and I agree with that, man. And I want respect.
Yeah,
myself. I want as true and as honest content coming from me, so that I can have that respect, because that's worth something more to me than numbers and brands and
beautifully said, all
that nonsense. That at the end of the day, no one's going to remember me for flogging a Bluetti bloody whatever. I'm singling products
BC 48.3. No,
I want to be remembered as the guy that was like had the balls to stand there and talk about mental health
and do the hustle, but slowly.
Earn your place. Earn your place.
Dude, we were just talking about that in the episode would have come out maybe just before this one, not sure, but maybe a couple of weeks ago. But it was about earning your stripes. It was, you know, how you get people jump in the inbox and say, "Can you share my stuff for me?" That I actually find that real frustrating because, and I think maybe that episode might have come across that I sound like a dick, but it's just my honest feelings. It's like fucking, I can hand on heart say that I've never asked anyone go, "Oh man, can you share my video?" Blah blah blah. I want you to share it if you feel like it. Yeah. If you respect me enough to do it, dude. If you
really believe in what I've created and you find the merit in it to want to promote that. Yeah, I don't see it any other way.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna
put my name behind you if I don't know you, dude.
Yeah, you don't even follow me.
Yeah.
I'm not following you. We've got and then I just get a random message. Oh, I'd love it if you'd share this. I don't know who you are.
I'm not going to share you to my 1,000 followers.
Yeah.
I'm a fucking tiny as it is, but it's like, I think it's still very bold.
Yeah, well, that's the new, I guess, the new age that we live in now with social media, and these guys literally just trying to fake it until they make it. Yeah. Just throw crap at the wall and see what sticks.
The way you and I are sort of looking at each other, I feel like we both have the same names in our head. But we'll leave it. We'll talk about that shit. Yeah. There is, man, and it's fucked.
I used to hone in pretty hard on people. I don't like to do that anymore. I do like to.
And there are a lot of hypocrites out there, dude.
Yeah, there is, and I don't want to. I don't want to be that guy that's singling anyone out or singling out too specifically singular behaviour. But I'll call a spade a spade.
Yeah, 100%.
Like, I've earned my stripes.
Yep.
I can do it. It's been 4.5 years that I've been trying to burn this thing. Yeah. And I've, built up a little bit of momentum for myself. But then you get these guys that are just trying to I don't know. Maybe we'll leave it there.
Our numbers are smaller, but I bet you any money, I reckon we've got a more loyal fan base than a lot of these bigger guys.
Well, yeah.
And I need to clarify, I didn't mean that as a stab towards Tony.
No.
All I was just clarifying is that I haven't taken that route.
Yeah.
He's where he's meant to be, dude. He's meant to be on TV, like a postcard. He's meant to be a presenter. 100%. And I'm doing that in inverted commas 100%. Because he fucking knows how to talk like that well. Yeah. I'm not meant for that shit.
Born for it. Yeah.
Look at that stuff for a perfectly well-rounded, articulated. Yeah. I don't know if you agree or not, but look to people like me if you want someone who really doesn't know what the fuck they're doing, but they'll tell you the fucking truth. And I don't not say Tony isn't. I'm just saying. No.
All you're trying to say is that I know I'm not going to be
not
any
good with words.
If that opportunity was thrown to me, I'd be like, man, I'll destroy this. I'm not the guy for it.
That's so fucking funny you say that. I wouldn't do that because I know I'm not meant for it, man.
Out there in hope down that avenue to get that sort of responsibility. And that's the difference.
Thank you, Matty. That's exactly what I'm saying. Yeah. I'm not meant for that. Yeah. He is.
And we know that. We're dumb tradies. So
exactly,
you're
dude.
a dumb brickie
and I'll fucking stand by it.
Yeah.
Dude, the next one I want to talk about is going to go quite deep, but I love hearing it. I've literally highlighted the word because I don't want to miss it. Kelly. Mm-hmm. So I want to know what she does for you. Yeah. I want to know what you do for her, dude. I want to know what a good woman does. Because I know what it does, but I want you to reinforce it for me.
She's a rock.
Yeah.
She
sounds like it, man. Yeah.
She's the one that when I really need to go camping, she's the one that's like
pushing you out the door.
Yeah, even though she doesn't want me to.
Yeah, of course, man. Knows you need it.
She doesn't like being alone. She doesn't handle it.
Interesting, dude. Same here. Yeah, same my wife.
But she'll put that aside for me, knowing that he needs this. I'm going to let him have it. Not that sounds even bad to say. Let him have it. It's not like that. I don't need to ask.
I want him to be the best version of him that he can.
Yeah, you need to go camping. You go camping. Oh, you're going to be okay? I'll be fine.
Yeah, that's it.
I get home the next day and I know she's not been fine.
She's missed you.
Yeah. She's been awake and she's heard noises and she's got in her head. Yeah. But she's managed that for me. Yeah. And that's the power of
so beautiful
having a beautiful partner in your life. Mm-hmm. I wouldn't be anything without her.
What does she think of all this YouTube stuff for you? Does she believe in you?
Yeah. Oh yeah, 100%. Yeah, she believes in me. She could probably see from her side that I need to put it in its place more. I'll get in my own head and dude, the amount of times I've gone
put it in its place. What does that mean?
Well, I've gone out so many times under the pressure of needing a video that I'm putting myself under. Yep. And I've wigged myself out, got in my own head to the point where I'll drive home and turn up at 9, 10, 11 o'clock at night. I've bailed on everything. I've the chips haven't all fallen in place enough for me. Yeah. So I go, I'm not filming, I'm done, I'm going to drive home. And I'm like 3 hours out in the wheat belt or something. And I just drive home.
But you feel more comfortable knowing that you're on your way home.
Well, yeah, but she's like, you need to stop putting this pressure on yourself.
Wow, dude.
Why are you doing
She's
it?
your rock.
Yeah, she's the one that's able to get in my head and pull myself out of it.
Wow.
You know,
Voice of reason.
yeah, exactly. And I wouldn't, like I was saying to you before off screen, I wouldn't solo camp wouldn't have the same meaning to me. None of it would have the same meaning to me without knowing she's there. If that sort of makes sense, it wouldn't hit the same for me. I wouldn't.
Because you know she's got the base sorted. Like she's.
I don't have that that foundation and home to come back to at the end of it all. Because it's
a beautiful feeling knowing you're going back to.
Well, that's right. I'll go out. I'll be on my own. But I enjoy being on my own because I know I don't have to be on my own at home.
Yeah.
I get back and I can tell someone about the trip and how much better I feel, and I can share it with her, and I'm ready to carry on for another week or two of work and contribute back to the family unit, and without her there, the dynamic would just be completely different. Yeah. I probably wouldn't be camping.
Yeah,
if it wasn't for her, I don't think I'd be back into camping.
Wow.
Yeah.
Do you think do you tell her, do you think she knows what she's done for you?
You know what, being a guy, I don't think I do express it enough.
Yeah, but she'll listen to this. I hope she listens to this, man.
She'll get like 5 minutes in, like, oh God, he's talking crap. I'm gonna,
he's
waffling
on
I'd
think
again.
the same too, hearing me.
Yeah, he's waffling on.
Yeah. No, I reckon, I was talking to you about this off camera, that there's like this tipping point in every camping trip, the longer ones especially, where you're looking forward to going home more than you are to camping.
Yeah.
And we were talking also about how there are, well, maybe not two, but for sake of this, for sakes of this conversation, there are two types of people who want to fuck off with a van, do a lap of Australia. And there are also people like myself and you also that I found out as well, that I need a base. I need somewhere to come back to where I know that everything's safe and fine and everything's in order, and I need to go back to my routine.
Yep.
I need a break from freedom.
Yep.
That sounds fucking weird, dude. But I like to know that I'm working during the week, earning that time off, but then fucking I need this. I need more. I can't live in this room. I need more room than this. Mm-hmm. Need a fucking lawn to mow, dude.
Yep,
that's me.
Yeah, I need a base.
Yeah,
I need stability. I need a routine. I freak out without routine. Yep. I couldn't think of anything worse than being on the road.
Yeah, spot on.
And as a camper, it seems like for an athlete, the goal is the Olympics. Let's say for an AFL player, it's getting signed by a team and having a 4-year, 5-year contract. For campers, it's like got to do a lap.
Yeah.
No, you don't.
There's a lot of people putting...
There's a lot of people that don't want to do a lap.
Done.
I don't want to live on the road.
No.
Couldn't think of anything worse.
No.
Good on you if you
can.
For
me, exactly.
Good on you if you can and you want that. But for me, no.
Fuck, that's well said.
No interest in it whatsoever.
Yeah, spot on.
I just want to go out, get my fix, and then come home. I love being at home. Yeah. I go to work. I go to the gym. I go camping.
Yep.
And I hang out at home.
Yep.
They're my 4 things, man. Everything I love is at home. My dog's at home. My house. Like my base is at home. I love my work. I love the routine.
I love my
stability.
City.
Yeah. I love familiarity. I mean, I've got a lot of anxiety that plays into it as well, which we can talk about too.
Yeah.
But I don't think if I isolated the anxiety, I'd still feel the same.
Yeah, gotcha.
It's deeper than anxiety because I love
safe space. It's like a safe fucking, like a comfort zone.
The way that I know that about myself is because I love going to the same campsites a lot.
Yeah, gotcha.
I love my familiarity, and that it goes beyond a feeling of comfort. It's that I love it.
Yeah, of course.
I love the feeling it gives me when I go to one of my favorite campsites.
Fuck, dude, it's weird that you say that because in one of our latest trips, we went back to Welly Dam, and I have not been to Welly Dam in maybe 4 years.
I could see you troughing it.
That's why I didn't film fuck all of Welly.
This feels great. Yeah.
Didn't film fuck all of it because I just wanted to enjoy it, and I hate that I hadn't been there. I wasted time not going there because I thought, I want to go and see these other places, which I always do.
Yeah.
But It's so
Just to
nice
quickly
just to
pick-
go and pick in there.
Just to pick at that a little bit more. Sorry to cut you off, but to pick at that a little bit more.
I'm using as much zinc as I can to stop the redness. So can you drop that, dude? Can you fucking let go?
I just wish you put your pants on. I think that ties into a little bit what I was saying at the start. Was everyone's got this idea that, and especially for filming, you can't film the same place twice.
Yeah, of course.
And so you write off all your favourite spots
Yeah.
that you like going to, because every trip counts. Every trip has to be somewhere new, so it can be a video, and it's got to rate, and it's got to look good, and so on and so on. And it's like, Willie Dam. Everyone's been to Willie Dam.
Everyone's
Can't go
fucking
there.
done that.
I was there just a few weeks ago,
Yeah.
or a month ago. Can't go back there.
You can't show me a corner I haven't been to.
That was like 5 videos ago. Can't go back there. So it warps you a little bit with dictating where you take your trips.
Yeah, of course it does.
Especially when filming's involved.
Yeah.
Because, you sort of don't want to repeat yourself a bit in that way, I suppose. Try and stay relevant and so on.
I know, and you can get caught up in that spider web a little bit.
Easily.
But that's what's beautiful about the wheat belt and stuff.
Yeah.
I've gone back there for fucking maybe 20, 30 videos.
Yeah.
But there's still new shit to see,
too
dude.
right there is.
And it's the way you can film the same spot and make it look like a different spot, dude. Do you know what I mean? There are beautiful. There are spots at Willie Dam which look fucking completely different than Willie Dam, and it's fucking beautiful. That's what I noticed last time I was there.
Spin on it.
Yeah. So I took us in a different direction there, but sorry, dude, I want to go back to Kelly. So how does she go on camera and stuff like that? She looks like she's gotten a lot more natural and stuff. How was the conversion? Is it conversion? I hope I've got that right word.
Evolution.
Transition.
That's
into getting her onto camera and stuff, because there was a point, dude, where I saw, it's fucking, of course, it's natural evolution where it's like nervous as fuck at the start, but it's so great to watch that transition of like being comfortable on camera, and as fucked as it sounds, nice comments on YouTube do help your confidence. They absolutely do.
Yeah.
But it's so funny how one comment can fuck you. It can.
It does.
Obviously, never gotten it, but you guys, because you guys are so great together on camera. How was that all, dude? How was that? Did she want to be on camera, or did you want to show her to everyone because you maybe see what they you want them to see what you see in her?
Yeah.
I want that so bad for my family.
Yeah,
I do,
yeah,
but I can't. I just can't do it.
Yeah,
I can't because I'm so selfish.
Interesting.
I want them to myself, brother.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair. I get what you're saying about your family.
Well, it's more my kids,
that.
dude. It's more my kids. I don't want that shit on there.
Yeah.
No fucking thing. I've heard some absolute fucked stories about all that bullshit.
Yeah.
I guess people can put two and two together.
Yeah.
But more, the couples thing's wicked, dude. And I actually noticed that with Cam and Tiff. Tiff become really confident on camera. She's fucking awesome.
Yeah.
Makes it a pleasure to watch that transition. So, God, that was long-winded. And I apologise. My mouth's dry.
It's good. Take a drink.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you, my man.
Help yourself to the fridge as well. Make yourself at home.
Where's your toilet?
Yeah.
Oh, fuck,
Don't pee on the floor.
Yeah.
I think she... Obviously, the nerves play a big impact.
Yeah.
But I think the desire to kind of want to be included.
Oh,
I think
included
is the word too, because I would go off and I'd be talking about a bird or a tree or something, and Kelly's wandering off, and
there comes a point where it's hard to avoid.
Yeah, just
it's
wants to be included.
Yeah,
so I'm like, well, stand here next to me, and we'll do a bit.
It. Yeah, brilliant.
And then slowly she's getting
Love
more
to know
comfortable.
how she feels about that.
I don't think you could probably put your finger on it exactly, but if I really think about it, I think it's just the fact of getting her in shot, getting her used to seeing her face on the screen, getting used to how she looks on it. It's just a natural progression, like you and I.
Same transit.
You just get used to it, and then hearing her voice. And then a couple of times where I'm editing and she's like, no, I don't like how I look, so I've got to re-edit it to get her out, and then she knows that she'll wear a different shirt.
It's pixelated.
Or she'll I've like blurred her out like a number plate.
Not that far.
Blocked her out like a number plate on a Commodore doing some donuts through the city or something. and it's just then she'll wear her hair different or something to make sure she's more confident and feels like she's looking
love
better.
that, man. I love that shit.
And she just wanted to be included. And then that was like me naturally then like going, here, you take the camera. You do some talking on your own, or so on and so on. And so it's just.
What did you think about that? Were you sort of like proud in a way?
Oh, I
like,
love it.
Fucking good on you, you know?
Yeah, I love showing her off.
Because you know how much of a big step that is.
Oh,
to put yourself out there and knowing it's going out.
Yeah. Once you release that, it's out of your control. That's no longer yours. You don't own that anymore. Like, that's open for everyone. And it's a big thing. And for the dynamic of a video not so much just being me, I wanted to include her as well. I wanted it to be us.
Yeah, because almost it would feel like a separate trip in a way. Bit. It's like, look, I'm going to go and do an intro.
I'm out here and Kelly's hovering in the background. I want it to
be
like,
what
we're out here.
Yep.
This is what we're doing. Trying to include her. One thing that I used to do a lot, well, I still do it now, but in the beginning to try and make it easier for her was when I would talk about what we've just done or what we've been doing, I make sure she's there and look to her and sort of include her in the conversation.
That's it, man. She might have something she wants to say. She's
sort of forced to inject into the conversation and speak up and say something. Even if it's just a laugh or a giggle, or I'd be like, that was really nice, hey? And she's like, yeah. And she's just instantly forced to be included into...
Because it sounds to me like you're wanting to show off what you see.
Oh, 100%.
You know?
And with my...
And you want her to see what other,
of course,
the comments on what other people think of her,
and when she's on a video, they blow up.
See what I see in you, Kelly, that type of thing,
the comments like, so good to see Kelly out, so good to see you out together, so good to see you enjoying it.
Because it's a different feel, Matty, when you guys are together. You're both the fucking same. And I love that you have someone with you there. It's a beautiful feeling to watch. I've sat with my wife and watched them a couple of times, and I thought it was fucking great, nice. Dude. You know,
I appreciate that. Yeah,
and it's funny because my wife is nowhere to be seen on my videos, and then I'll bring over someone like you for a potty, or even if Kelly came over as well, she'd know a lot about you, and you'd be freaked out, dude.
That's no, that makes sense. Yeah, that makes. I get comments like that from people in person. Someone might say something about Kelly, and I'm like, oh yeah.
How the fuck did you know that?
How do you know that?
Yeah,
I know. Oh, yeah, that must have been in the video.
Yeah.
Like we were talking about Kelly having that operation last year.
Yeah.
And someone was like, so how's Kelly recovering? Is she all right? And I'm like, what?
You've forgotten?
Yeah. And then I'm like, oh.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's good. Thanks for asking.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a funny dynamic. And because everything's so singular with me, all my posts are always just the car, myself. She doesn't really come up a lot. And I know that was intimidating for her in the beginning. She felt left out and probably a bit threatened by that as well. Like I didn't want to, I didn't want to show her off.
Even though you did not mean that at all.
It's not at all what it is. It's
it was like a respect thing.
It's just purely the tone of the content.
Of course,
just
man.
Purely
what you were filming,
what I was
diary,
filming.
Bro.
Yeah. And so trying to include her in the videos, and then when she's in the videos, then I can also put her up on. I can clip all that and put it up on Instagram and show. You know, like, and I've made it a point now when we were down in Margs, for instance. No, Dunsborough. Just over the break, I made sure I took photos of us together and put them up. And when we're out for breakfast or something, just on any other day, I'll just make sure I put her there and make sure she knows that I'm like
thinking of her.
Yeah, she's with me.
Yeah, of course.
You know, it's her and I. Yeah, not just me.
Fuck.
So, because there's a lot of hoes out there, bro. I'm trying to get this.
Oh, wait,
I'm so sorry. I take it back.
The intrusive thoughts. Yeah. Just they hit then, didn't they, mate? Don't worry.
You're trying to get this. La 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 la. You'll never get this.
The old Billo. Oh, brother Billo. Oh God, dude. No, that's beautiful. I can actually see that between you guys. You know, you're each other's fucking like the Rock. As cliche as it sounds like you said, but it's true. Like it truly is, man. You can see that. You can't. Yeah. You can try and fake that shit, but it doesn't work.
Yeah. 100%.
So next in the list. Next to the list. I feel like we're not going to get through everything. We might, but I don't want to hurry anything, Matty, because I want to leave it open for a second one and a third.
4 part.
Exactly, dude. So I wrote down here you're an advocate for rubbish, respect in the bush. I noticed you've done a few things with a couple of other creators and stuff like that about all that stuff. So what's your thought process behind that? I understand cleaning up and stuff like that. I really do. But what does it do for you?
I just like that community spirit.
Yep.
Yeah, it just gives you a warm, fuzzy feeling. Maybe it's a bit selfish.
Good karma.
I just feel like someone's got to do it.
Yeah.
It's four drivers that are ultimately the majority. The majority of the offenders is four drivers.
Well, it is. It's our niche. We're all part of it, dude.
Yeah.
As much as much as we want to make it better.
Yeah.
We are part of that shit.
Someone from this space has to step up and do it.
Yeah, 100%.
And so there's been that little group of us that have been initiating to get the cleanups going and getting good crowds and good support.
Yep. Good awareness.
Yeah. And then you can flood the social media with that as well. Try and highlight it and make people aware of that. I know a lot of young fellas that have followed me have mentioned now they think of things differently.
Young lads.
Yeah.
Good shit.
And they'll pick rubbish up where they see it and whatnot. And
there's some fucking beauties out there. There is. I give that generation a lot of shit.
Yeah.
But there are some fucking beauties out there, right?
Yeah, there are. There are some guys that even at one point may have contributed. And also maybe innocently as well. Not really thinking much about it, but just
hey, fuck, dude, I'm not going to sit here and say that. Hand on heart, back in the day, I used to fucking throw a cornetto thingy out the window on the way to Exmouth. It's like...
Yeah, that's right.
Sorry, man. Yeah. Like, I'm not going to fucking sit here and lie about it.
Well, it's all just about education. And that's what's part of it.
Man.
You see, monkey do.
Yeah, that's it.
And so if you can be the guy that's like promoting the good thing and someone takes something from that, well, then you're one step closer to... I don't know, I wouldn't say winning the battle, but you're one step ahead.
Well, there are some
mitigating
real dicks out there.
Yeah.
Well, I'm not going to mention that. I think I have before, but it's like some real dickheads out there who just don't give a fuck. And, oi, man, not going to say I didn't do that bullshit back in the day, but it's different when it's being published online.
Yeah.
You are what you put out online.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
We're in a different time now.
Exactly.
With social media and everyone's trying to do things, trying to push the limits, and we're probably moving a little bit more away from the rubbish side of things now and more of the sort of antisocial hooning kind of thing. And time and place, big believer in time and place, but I think
agree, dude.
I think social media is probably not the time or the place
no, of course not.
A lot of it.
No.
But it's mostly just being done just for clout and exposure, self promotion. They know it trends and it gets the clicks and.
Oh man, I think it's a bit cowardly. Like it's a bit. It's a
pathetic way to sort of blow up. Yeah, in my opinion.
Because in a way, it's sort of like you're going to do that shit. You're doing it for attention. Let's be honest, man.
Yeah.
I'm the same. Yeah. Instagram, I use that as a way to promote. It really is, and that's what anyone uses it for. Yeah. Even the guys who do the fucking smoking shit up and doing cars, 100%, man. That's ingenuity. 100, but. Guys who use it for the wrong reason. Again, we're looking at each other the same way. We know who we're talking about. The fucking following that some of these guys have, and it's so unpopular to go, dude, let's fucking clean up this shit before we start.
It is wild.
It sucks, man. It sucks.
It's always blown my mind that someone like Bo...
He shouldn't need... I've said this before as well.
He's only now, I think, approached 15,000, 16,000 followers or something.
Yeah.
But some guy with a hotted up... I'm not going to mention cars, I'm not going to mention engines, but you'll get my drift. Someone with, let's say, a TikTok car...
Yep.
Can get 100,000 followers in like a year.
Drifting down a beach.
Just for flying down single lane tracks down the Carry Forest or... something like that. I won't say too much because I just can't be bothered. I don't have the energy for getting into the fucking
it.
Exactly. But it just it's a crying shame.
Yeah.
It's such a cruel blow against humanity. And even just trying to drum up support to get guys out to come to cleanups and try and chip in. There's a lot of guys that do, but there's so many more that could as well.
Oh, there's a lot of guys that do the right thing and don't fucking publish it.
Yeah, well,
they're the real fucking mad dogs.
Yeah,
they're great.
Yeah. It is what it is, Pete.
Yeah.
Yeah, it really is. I think we just keep doing what we're doing. We're never going to change the problem. We're never going to make it go away. But, you know, the power of the people still, you can still get a band of blokes together and Sheilas and go out with a couple of trailers and kill a Sunday morning and collect a couple of tons
barbecue.
of rubbish and
fucking mint.
have a good
laugh.
hangout.
Yep.
Drive along the beach or head bush, whatever you want to do. And
have you got another one planned at all?
no, we haven't. We haven't planned anything.
I want to come along.
That'd be great.
Yeah,
that'd be
can you give me a lift?
Yeah, sure.
My car has an engine light on now. Come pick me up.
We'll put your car in the trailer.
Well,
how about that?
No,
Take it to
I
the
want to take your work car.
Yeah, done.
Yeah, I mean, I reckon the sad reality is that people like Bo shouldn't need to be doing what they're doing.
No, that's
they
the
shouldn't
thing.
need to do that.
Ultimately, yeah, that's the goal.
I guess.
But that's not the world we live in.
Yeah, spot on.
Yeah.
So here's here's quite a big one for you.
Mm-hmm.
What does camping do for you? And remember, I said before, but I'll say it on air now, like, good or bad. What does it do for you? Can it be good? Can it be bad? You know, is it...
Yeah.
Someone like me, camping is 90% good. Always is. But then, you know, sometimes it's not. Sometimes it doesn't turn out to what you think it's going to be, you know? What does camping do for you?
It does a lot. It does... It's sort of like a reset. There's all the common, typical answers people say, resets. You know, it's nice to go out and so on and so on.
Well, what is solo... Can I narrow it down for you?
Yeah.
What does solo camping do?
At the core of it, it's solo camping that I get that I get what I need from it.
What do you need?
Alone time.
Yep.
It pushes me because I don't always feel like camping. Sometimes I've really got to push myself to go.
Yeah.
Cameras or not. But I think life is about pushing yourself, and especially for someone like me that's quite constrained by anxiety. It's always been something that's controlled me, and it comes out in camping as well. A lot more than I care.
Isn't that crazy, man? Not a lot of people would know that.
No, it's quite going out camping and having this kind of vacay status. It's kind of almost counterintuitive to me. It's like a yin and a yang. I've got the anxieties that want me to not go, but then I've also got life that I need to get away from and reset that makes me want to go. So there's that power struggle there because my anxieties, I suffer fairly badly with agoraphobia. Which
I'm glad you brought this up. Sorry, dude, but I wanted to hear this.
It's fine.
Yeah.
It's with to do with sort of like leaving home, leaving your comfort zone. I've kind of described it a little bit before, and it's the best
agoraphobia.
Agoraphobia. Yeah, gotcha. So it's basically like you could describe it as leaving the pure fear of like leaving home. Yeah, basically, and leaving your immediate area, leaving your comfort zone. Which is also why I mentioned about how I thrive on routine and being at home, and there is that anxiety-driven component to that. But it also plays in with another one, hodophobia. There's a lot of phobias, I know, but that's a fear of travel. And I've got that hugely.
It's
specifically flying.
It's interesting to hear, dude.
Specifically flying and being far from home.
Gotcha.
Whether it be car or so distant in
claustrophobia?
relation to distance. Yeah, a little bit. Yeah, I'll get funny in lifts and stuff.
Same here.
Yep. And shopping centres and whatnot. I've kind of got
gotcha.
all the...
So you have then?
Yeah.
Yeah, because I don't mind them.
I've got a lot of it.
Enclosed spaces, I'm fucked.
Yeah. And so based on those elements, it's very counterintuitive for me. I do almost every camping trip I am sort of fighting some sort of degree of resistance from the energy in me.
Yeah, of course.
You know, like, nah, man, don't do this. We're not feeling like this today, you know.
Fuck.
And then the other side to me is like, bro, I'm
this.
so excited to go camping. I need to get the hell out. Yeah. And it's a constant struggle.
Wow.
Because hodophobia is like flying and distance. So I've never flown.
Yeah.
I've never been on a plane.
Ever.
I've never left the state.
But is there a side of you as well with the flying though that is that other side that's like, Nah, do it.
Yep.
Is there really, Matty?
Yep.
Interesting.
Yep.
What's it going to take you to do that?
I don't know if I ever will.
Interesting.
I don't know if
It's
I'll
just
ever
something
get
you
to
need
the
to work
point
through?
where I can like push myself that hard. Because it.
That's fucking
I
fascinating,
don't know.
man.
That's something that I've not. This far into life, I haven't challenged myself so far to do it. And even now with Kelly, like I'd love to put her on a plane and take her somewhere.
Yep.
Since she's been with me, she's been on a plane like once. And it
Just
wasn't
quickly,
with
where
me.
would you go? Just quickly.
I don't.
I want to go back to that, but just quickly.
I don't know.
No.
No,
Okay.
honestly, I don't know.
Yeah.
See, it's not something I entertain.
No, of course.
Because it
so
just
you're not
seems,
ready yet.
It just seems so unrealistic to me that I've just shelved it.
Yeah, of course.
That's not me.
Yeah.
And that's sort of been part of me getting older as well. Is I've kind of just resigned some things.
For now.
It's just they're never going to happen. You shelf that. That's
Do you think
not
that
you.
is?
It's
You don't
quite
think you'll ever
likely.
get over it?
I don't know. If I've gotten this far and I haven't challenged it, then I've sort of got used to existing without
Of course.
that desire to.
Mhm.
But that's also why I wanted to get back into the camping with Kelly, because I knew I couldn't take her away like that. I can't throw her on a plane and take her away like that, but I can.
So
I can
do you
take
feel
us
guilty?
camping. Oh, hugely.
Gotcha.
And it makes me feel incredibly inadequate, like less of a bloke. They're just the human feelings of it all.
No,
you know?
I
It just
understand.
rocks
That's
you.
how I would feel, I'll be honest.
It devastates me.
Yeah,
and
but it's
it's
fucking
embarrassing. I'm a bit ashamed to say I've never been on a plane. I've never left the state.
What does Kelly say? What does she think? She's like,
she
"No."
doesn't think anything of it.
It's beautiful.
Yeah,
It's fucking beautiful.
but part of being a bloke, you want to be able to do these things, I suppose, and when you can't, or yeah, maybe I shouldn't say when you can't. Maybe one day I will push myself, and I will. But
yeah, I like that you're saying that,
but
man.
the anxiety is so entrenched. I don't know, like, what do I do if I get on a plane and instantly I have a panic attack?
Mm-hmm.
And like panic attacks are huge for sufferers of that state. It's like impending doom.
Yep.
And if I
Shit's
end up
closing
in
in.
that position on a flight, like, if I loop out at camp and I need to drive myself home from camp,
You know that you have an escape. Yep.
What do I do on a plane? They're going to have to sedate me or something. Like, I'd be screwed. So I've just never entertained it. It's something that I've just
Not for now. Yeah.
So
Fuck, man.
Good
on you for admitting that shit,
for
man.
this so far in life, I've been able to live without that anyway. And that's why
You're
I've
just
not
lucky
gone
you're in
to try
Australia.
Well, yeah,
Hey?
got everything we
Fucking hell.
need here.
Yeah, that's
But that
it,
was
mate.
why I wanted to buy a 4-wheel drive and take her camping. At least I can take her away camping, and so we can still go away together and that. Because I feel bad about it.
Fucking hell.
And for me
You
too,
shouldn't,
there's
man.
things I want to
it's
do,
just
but
it's how you feel.
Yeah.
You know.
yeah,
I mean,
anxiety's
fuck.
a huge.
You'll have guilt about everything, man.
Yeah.
I feel guilty that I'm not rich and can't give my family more. No, truly, you know.
Yeah, no, I know.
That's just shit that a dad goes through. It's
Yeah.
like, fuck, I wish I could give you guys
Yeah.
more than you have now,
Yeah.
but it's,
part of being a bloke, part of being human.
fucking oath it is,
And it's
100%.
just the real life struggle. It's just real life. Yeah, it's about as raw as it gets. Anxiety has been a my entire life. Separation anxiety when I was a kid, trouble
Yep.
going to school. Dad's got incredible anxiety and depression. Not to speak too much for him, but he never worked. He had to quit his job at around 25. I was only a young fella back then. I think I was maybe 4 or 5. So he's got huge agoraphobia over the years, not being able to leave the house. Separation anxiety from mum, so mum couldn't leave the house.
Yep.
There's some very full-on times growing up.
Do you think it's like not genetic, but like what do you call it?
Yeah, it runs in the family.
Hereditary.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, gotcha.
Because anxiety is.
You think
all
you can break it,
through-
Matty?
I mean, I just manage it.
Yeah, good on you.
There's no breaking it.
Yeah,
It's not like you can. do a 6-week course and it goes
No,
away.
or be hypnotised or something like that. Yeah.
It doesn't work like that when it's so entrenched. And for someone like my dad, he's what he is, and nothing. He just has to manage it.
Yeah, of course.
And that's sort of been the same for me. And camping's a big way for managing it for me because it just calms me.
Gotcha.
It just helps me push myself a bit, and I can get out and I can reset. And then, and that's why I find it important to talk about these things as well, because everyone's feeling different degrees, and not everyone's got anxiety in the same way.
Yeah, there's levels for sure.
But I think we can all relate on the same level to having some sort of anxiety or mental health issue, and be able to figure out what it is that works best for you to manage and mitigate.
Fuck.
Yeah. And so that's been my angle, because every time last night I was on the couch having a flip out panic attack just out of nowhere.
Yeah.
Just out of nowhere.
Fuck.
And it just happens, and sometimes it will happen out camping.
Yeah, gotcha.
And that's sort of why I've leaned into solo camping a lot as well, because I don't have to have that awkward conversation of like, I'm freaking out.
I need to head off, man. Yeah. Oh, fuck, dude. If you ever come with us, it's just like, look,
yeah,
you do what you need to do.
And I know that. I
it doesn't matter.
100% know that. Yeah. And it's not something that's ever held me back.
Yeah, of course.
I still go and I still push myself, but it is something that's always there.
Yeah, of course. I understand
and it's
that.
something that I've had to acknowledge, because that's a big part of this as well. A lot of us aren't acknowledging that we've got things going on, and we're leaning into self-destructive behaviour, self-medicating, and we're not actually dealing with it. We're just either burying it, which makes it worse, or we're doing very self-destructive behaviour, which isn't helping either, and just exacerbating it. And if I can sort of highlight it a little bit with my little platform that I have, and bring it up, as awkward as it might be.
Fuck, I don't think you've talked this candid.
About. Never. No, this is the first time it all kind of has come up. But I run on emotion, Pete. Like I follow my heart a lot. Whatever feels right.
Yeah, good.
I'll do.
It's good.
Sitting here with you feels right to talk about this, because I know you've talked about mental health a lot, and you like to bring that up. The power of being with mates. Jamie hit me up one time as well, because I shared something about being out in the bush on your own, and he was like, yeah, it's not always true for someone who's struggling not always the best thing to head out bush on your own if you're struggling. And I was like, yeah, that's a very valid point.
Yeah, Jamie's good like that. Yep.
It's very true. For someone that is really struggling, going out bush on your own is probably not the best thing. And I get stuck on that.
Depends what night it is, I guess.
I get stuck on that train of thought, thinking, if everyone just went solo camping more, it'd fix everyone's problems. It's not true. It's far from the truth. Jamie was the one that pulled me up on that. I was like, yeah, you're right. Yeah. 100%. And
I guess you got to find your... Is it Vice? Would it be Vice?
Yeah. Yeah, it is. Yeah, it's become therapy for me, and it's not the only thing that I can rely on. I need to do other things as well,
of course,
that will help.
Yep. Getting up early on a Saturday morning and having a cup of coffee or something. Yeah, could be simple things.
Yeah. When we're not out camping, we love to get up early and go get a cup of coffee. Exactly like you sasaid. We just sit on the foreshore down our way and we watch the world go by and have a cuppa and get some breakfast. And there's lots of different little things that that help you get through. I guess it's it ties in, I suppose, with the whole conversation around mental health now. I feel like it's kind of become a bit of a catchphrase.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah,
whether people are living it or not.
Yeah, you know,
mention it, but you got to live that shit.
I love things like Are You OK and Day and that, because they do highlight and bring awareness to it all. But if you scratch the surface, I find a lot of the people that are promoting it, if you really leaned on them, they're not capable of taking on someone's problems.
Yes. It's easy to reshare something.
Yeah. And I feel a bit like if you do lean on certain people, their version of helping is by going and buying 2 cartons of piss,
and getting on it.
a whole pile of snags. Let's go out camping. Let's get obliterated. Let's eat real bad food. We'll wake up with a hangover. We'll feel like absolute garbage.
Mm-hmm.
We'll drive home the next day, and then you're back into a full week of work, and you've not dealt with any problems, and you just feel like crap. I feel like that level of
that might help a certain amount of people.
Generally speaking, that's great. There's nothing wrong with that at all, and I'm not trying to single out any particular bad behaviour or...
As I'm taking a sip.
No, I need to reword that. I'm not trying to single out any type of behaviour.
No, I know what you mean.
Behaviour, that's not what I mean. Any type of behaviour. But for certain people, that's not what they need. They don't need to go and... That's self-destructive behaviour.
Yeah.
And that's not what
numbs
they need.
it quickly. It's a quick fix.
Yeah. And you're not dealing with anything by going out and getting obliterated and then trying to get home and come good and then go back into another however many weeks depression. Of work while you're still just like you're not fixed from that. And I feel like that's sort of that's the surface level we're at the moment with this conversation about mental health. And I feel like what I want to try and convey to people is that if you know something's not wrong, like acknowledge it. Really acknowledge it.
Yeah.
And try and remove yourself from any kind of behaviour that you might have a feeling isn't helping.
Yeah, you'll know deep down.
Remove yourself from that and try and... I really hope you can find an avenue or something that will help and take that step to figure it out. Go and see a GP. Try and ask someone for... you can go to a GP and you can get 10 sessions with a therapist for free. Simple as that. There are things that you can do that can help on a real level. Generally speaking, you can go blow off some steam. Don't even have to go camping. Just go to the pub, have a night, get on it, whatever you want to do. Generally speaking, that's fine. But there are people that's just not. It's not enough, and it's just making it worse. It's the self-destructive behaviour and patterns that. Yeah.
What helps you? So
just go camping.
For me, it's my wife. My wife helps me so fucking much, dude, to blow off steam, and I hope I'm the same for her. But secondly, it would be camping. Yeah. Either with the lads, but then I reckon if it gets real deep, or I don't know it at the time, but when I plan a solo and I'll go out in a solo, maybe I'll hit something. Like maybe because I'm sitting there alone and got no one to talk to. You're sitting there looking at the ocean or something, and I've hit a few fucking demons. You know, like maybe during grieving periods and as fucking lonely as it feels at that time, it helped me face a lot of shit that I didn't think I wanted to face, and made me realize a lot of things and made me face a lot of hard truths that I did that I had in my life at the time. But I think mostly it would be like leaning on my... I lean on my support network. Yeah. And like namely that Shez, like speaking of my wife, she's the fucking... just everything for me, man. Yeah. Just the voice of reason. She plays devil's advocate well. She does, man. She tells me what I might be doing wrong, and no, she's just amazing. I don't know. Yeah. But what's yours?
I wholeheartedly agree. Yeah, like I mentioned before, Kelly can like reach into my head and pull myself out of it.
Good listener and
just the voice of reason can correct your thinking. Because we can get very skewed and narrow-minded. Me too.
Well done, dude. Get in your own way, man. Yep.
And they have the ability just to be able to, and not just our partners, but our friends as well.
Yep.
And able to just, and that's the importance of talking, making sure you talk and communicate as well. And that's what I've been trying to do now, because I used to just put a wall up and shut down, and then I would end up because I'm running it like a lot of people. You could use an example, I suppose. A lot of people will run at a 2 or a 3 on a scale of to 10 of like stress levels.
Yep.
Tension, anxiety, being bothered. things like that. Every now and then something might quickly happen and they'll bump up to an 8. And they're like, "Oh, this is a bit much." Things will calm down. They relax again. It's all good. They'll coast along in life. All good. For someone like me, I'm kind of running at an 8 every day.
Gotcha.
Yeah,
okay.
That's one way I can describe it. I'm running at an 8 every day. And then sometimes it wants to go to a 10 or an 11, and I'm already peaking. And I just put a wall up and I shut down and I don't express. And that's what I was saying before about making sure I feel things now. And when I go camping, that's why I like to do it on my own, because that's my time alone where I can sit and I really, not dwell, but I let it out.
Yeah.
Like you, I process.
Yeah.
And I let the feelings
as uncomfortable
be felt.
as it is.
Yeah. You're vulnerable as hell, but it's such an important thing to do, and it can be done in various different ways for people. For people like you and I, it's camping.
Yeah,
as that.
Yeah.
That's
be someone just going for a drive in their car.
Can be guys that go for a jog.
Yeah.
Guys that go to the gym.
Yeah, gym.
They'll do these. They'll
Does
have
that
that same release. Yeah. Gym's huge. I notice
you're right into that now.
Yeah, the gym's huge for me now. Yeah, and that's been the transition that I've been doing in the last 6 months or so, or year or so now. And camping's one part of that, but there's many little things to it as well that I've had to lock in my routine now to make sure I am mitigating and managing. And so it's not 100% camping.
Doing
obviously.
Shit for you, I guess.
Yeah,
doing
just looking after number one.
Yeah, that's it.
Because when you're looking after number one, then you can be there for everyone else.
Yeah, it falls into place.
But if you've got a wall up and you're suppressing everything, you're trying to hold it all in, trying to be the tough guy, and I've got this.
That's it, man.
Then when it comes out, oh, bro, like it just explodes. And that's where I was a couple of years ago. I was very reactive, blowing my stack. I'd get on Facebook and I'd start talking nonsense, got myself in a lot of trouble. I'd just like be so reactive and explode because I've got this wall up and I'm not communicating with Kelly. I'm not like letting the feelings come out. Yeah, I'm not even communicating with myself. I'm not acknowledging things. And so that's been this journey over the last year or so for me, is just to like, you can't operate like that. If you're running at an 8 every day, and then you've just got no tolerance there for anything else that comes along, and like gets under your skin or challenges you in life. So you have to be able to like, you got to be fluid.
Fuck.
You got to be fluid and let it all be out when it needs to. I learnt that a lot too. Is when we just lost Pop. About a month ago, I learnt a lot then as well. Just even then, in the last few weeks, about with Pop passing away, and I learnt a lot about how I grieve. Even and I'd seen in real time me holding it all in, holding my grief, holding my sadness. I was holding it all in, and then I got on my own in the car on the freeway driving back from the hospital, and I lost it.
There's a good feeling about crying in a way.
It's huge.
It's a nice feeling.
It's huge.
As fucked as it sounds.
Yeah. You gotta have a good cry.
Dude. You feel, and it's exhausting. Crying's exhausting.
Huge.
Dude.
Took me a few days to recover.
Yep.
I had a splitting headache and my eyes were sore.
Fuck.
But
we'll
like
talk about that when we get off the air. Actually, remember that because Sherry will talk to you about that.
Yeah, 100%. And I'd learnt that just from losing Pop, because that was a very big loss for the last 10, 15 years since we lost. When did we lose Nan? Maybe 8 years ago. Before that was Pop. That was early 2000s, 2001. So that's been another big trigger and a something monumental to grieve over. And so I'd learnt then just from that. Like,
reinforces that you should let it flow, dude.
Wow, I've realised that I really do grieve alone. Okay, well, that's interesting. And then I was in the shower that night and I was like, Kelly was around and in the bathroom. And I was like, keep it together. Don't let it out. But no, it just happened. I just lost it. And it was like years and years and years worth of grief and trauma and pain and pent up energy and all these things. It was like, okay, this is the time. It's all coming. You know, your body holds that stuff. It does stuff to you.
Tension.
I do believe that. Yeah. The more you clamp down and suppress and hold things in, it comes out at some point. It might be 10 years later, but it will. It'll catch up with you.
Fuck. Such a true thing, though, isn't it?
Yeah.
The stages of grief?
Yeah.
Fucking crazy. I'll explain that in another thing,
Yeah.
what I mean by that.
Yeah.
But, man, I that was beautiful, the way you sort of explained all that, dude.
We got deep there, didn't we?
Yeah, I know.
I apologise.
Don't fucking apologise. I love that shit. Like, fuck, dude. You know?
I think it's just important owning it, owning how you're feeling, being able to figure out how you're feeling.
Oh, I'm a happier man for it,
just,
man. I'm a happier man for it.
If we could all do it more, and it doesn't mean we're weak, doesn't mean we're vulnerable, doesn't mean we're any less capable of being a man or being supportive in the home or being strong.
You're more of a man.
You know,
you let that shit out, and it helps you be a better man.
It does.
To support your family.
That's exactly right. You're no good to anyone if you can't manage yourself. You know?
Well done, dude. Not going to say it again. So these are the two questions, dude, that I was going to throw at you without you knowing. Yeah. So what's the best bit of advice you've been given in your life? I know it's a hard one to think. If you can't think... I know, dude. You actually look stumped then. But what's the best bit of advice you've been given?
Oh, man.
Do you want a couple of seconds? I could tell you mine.
Go for it.
So mine is my old man.
Yeah. Okay.
It's a simple sentence.
Yeah.
Mate, stop and smell the roses.
Ooh.
Yeah.
I like that.
That saying there is very, very important to me now.
I like that.
Yeah.
I like that a lot. I think Dad always used to say, feel the fear and do it anyway.
Whoa.
And that's coming,
Oh.
That's coming from the guy that lives with chronic fear.
Feel the fear.
Feel the fear and do it anyway.
You fucker. We're sounding like one of those fucking podcasts now. Wow,
Dr. Phil? Is that you?
Yeah. Chris Williamson.
Yeah.
Feel the fear, but do it anyway. That's a big thing with the YouTube thing as well.
Yeah.
You know, get out of your own way. Okay, do you want the second one?
Yeah.
What's the best bit of advice you would give? Generally.
Be yourself.
Be yourself.
Be yourself.
Fuck. I like that.
Be yourself.
I like that.
Yep. And you and I are perfect examples of that. We're quite opposite, I think. On camera, I'm quite chill, mellow, mild. You ramp up, you get hypo, you throff it. But even though they're different behaviors, they're honest behaviors. You're being yourself.
Yep.
If being loud and full of life and energy is you, be you. If being somber, chill, calm, you do things differently.
People will know if you're fucking fake.
You be you. Be
because you can't put on that act, dude. You just can't. Not for long.
No.
Put it that way.
Yeah.
My best bit of advice, not like any prick wants to hear it, but it's like, enjoy the simple things.
Oh, yeah.
Simple pleasures, dude.
Yeah.
That's one thing that I've really...
Yeah.
Simple things like even having kids, like just the little things like the little dresses they wear. It's fucking just gorgeous shit they say. Cool. Stupid shit they say. I don't know. Simple things. Yeah. Literally sitting out the back there on the weekend, doing a little roast beef on the Weber and sitting on nice fucking green grass, dude, with my fam. See, no one else. Phone's not ringing.
That's a classic example of the difference between someone who's got kids and someone who doesn't. I'm still thinking very internally and singular.
Yeah, go on.
And I think selfishly still as well.
Interesting.
Whereas you, being a family man, you're thinking of the kids. You're thinking of your family. You're thinking of something so much bigger than yourself.
Definitely.
And I think that's beautiful.
All right, do you know what? Literally in the last 2 or 3 days, last 2 or 3 weeks, we've had really busy weeks. Sherry and I, and I said to her, look, we have this quiet little fucking small circle of friends that we hang out. I have alone time at home with you guys, and I've got camping. That's all I want my life to be. Don't want it to be anything else, dude. I want a small circle. I want a private and quiet life. And it's hard to find that balance sometimes because work can get the better of you.
Yeah.
YouTube can get the better of you,
Yeah.
but you just can't let the fucking
Well, and
thing.
you can go down rabbit warrens as well with,
Fuck yeah.
with like social media, and you find that you end up having a lot of acquaintances, but not so many friends.
Yes, 100%.
That's sort of the world that we live in now.
It is, yeah.
I can't really name a couple of real best friends that I've got, but I've got so many acquaintances.
You have, yep,
Yeah.
yep.
And it's hard to kind of balance that and rein it in and really go, well, hang on, now let's just like focus on the immediate unit
Yep.
that we have in life. And not that you want
Perfect.
to exclude anyone, but you have things in their place.
Yeah, but I reckon you have to be unapologetic that you want your own shit that is good for you.
Yeah.
I know what's good for me. Any day, any weekend that I'm not camping, I want to be alone with my family, or I want to do catch-ups with immediate people who are our best friends. Do you know what I mean?
100%.
It sounds fucking horrible, but you got to be unapologetic.
Yep.
Like, I know what's good for me. I know what keeps me happy. I'm going to fucking do it.
Yep. Couldn't agree more.
Yeah. There was one more. There's a heap of questions I actually moved over because I don't want to leave this at one, Matty.
Yeah.
But I this is not for you. This is for me, and I need you to. There's a fucking doppelganger, dude. I was watching. This is one of my favorite channels. It's called All Things Barbecue.
Yeah, right.
I'm going to show you now what he looks like, and I want if you're listening out there, have a look at All Things Barbecue.
Pull it up now, you reckon?
Yeah, I'm going to. And tell me if that guy, email in at info@wacampingadventures.com.au and tell me one thing if you think that this guy looks like Matty, but he's larger, I'm not shaming or anything. Tell me he doesn't look like Matty.
Oh.
He's
Wow.
No, you're not offended. You better not be offended because he's good. He's fucking good looking, dude.
I'm glad he can cook because he hasn't got his looks going for him.
Nah. Dude, I think I'm going to wrap it up there.
Yep.
I'm going to ask you once we get off the camera how long you think this is. But firstly, I want to thank you, man, for coming and being so. This is a long spiel, but I need to get it across to you. Thank you for being so vulnerable with me, Matt. I knew this would be like this, man. And I know there's a lot more to learn about you for me personally, but I look forward to doing it privately, and then maybe we can do another one of these and sort all that shit out, and we can talk to each other, see how you fared in the meantime. Thank you, man. Thank you for the content. Can you tell me, please tell me you're doing more.
Yes.
Please tell me that's not the end.
Can confirm.
Fucking brilliant. But I don't know. I don't know what else to say. Thank you so much. Is there anything you want to say, man? Like, how'd you feel and stuff like that? I'd love to hear your feedback, man. These chairs are fucked.
I always get a little bit like just maybe a bit paranoid that I've been too heavy and dark. Man. I brought the room down and
it's been a long. It's a
I just
long time,
apologise.
dude.
I just apologise if it's been a hard listen for anyone, and that's not my intention. But I hope that it was a good yarn. I hope everyone enjoyed it. And
did you?
Yeah, bloody oath. I've been looking forward to this for a long time.
Yeah, good, man.
Yeah.
Fucking excellent.
It's been
and
great.
it's not the last one.
And we've had some good laughs as well. It's been
Well,
awesome.
there you go. I'm glad you remember that because it's a long fucking time.
Yeah.
And a lot of people do that every time they're on this body. They're like, fuck, I don't know how it went. But I'll wait till you listen back. I know.
Yeah.
I get the feel of how it went. Man,
I back myself in what I say these days. What you see is
Stand
what you
behind
get.
it.
What you hear is how it is.
Yeah.
So I just appreciate the opportunity. It's been a good yarn, and I appreciate the hospitality too. It's been really nice for you to invite me into your home and hose me off out the back. Gave me a shower. I just wish you threw me a bar of soap.
No. You have to be closer.
Doesn't deserve it. No, you're just a painter.
Oh god! But guys, thank you so much for washing. Fuck you, man. No, thank you so much for listening and watching, guys. Whatever platform you're on, if you can, throw a rating or a like or whatever you want, and also please check out Matt and any of Matt's viewers. I'd love for you guys to comment on this video and let me know what you think of him. What you truly think of him, and Matty, thank you so much, dude.
Pleasure.
I hope we can do this again, my man.
Definitely.
Oh. Thank you, my dude.
Oh man.
Fucking get up here.